Hello, good afternoon. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. This is Matchday Live. It is, of course, a biggie from Old Trafford. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Nothing less than victory will do. Can we end a poor run at Old Trafford with victory this afternoon? It's all coming up. The other side of this. So it's a big one. It is Manchester United versus Arsenal, the penultimate game of the season, the final away game of the season. And of course, after Manchester City's victory yesterday against Fulham, we just have to win this game. And at least that way we'll take it, whatever happens on Tuesday when Manchester City travel to Tottenham. If we win today, it is going to go to the final day of the season, isn't it? The title race will go to next Sunday. But should we slip up today, it's probably over. It might well be over anyway, but it will certainly be over if we don't win this game today. Now, we have got some team news for you, and it is quite interesting. Not really from our perspective. The Arsenal team shows no changes once again. So it's David Raya in goal, the back four, Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel and Takahiro Tomiyasu. In midfield, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey and Martin Ødegaard. And then the three up front is Bukayo Saka, Leandro Trossard, and they are playing either side of the false nine, I suppose you could call it, Kai Havertz. On the bench then for Arsenal, it's Aaron Ramsdale, Jacob Kiwior, Alexander Zinchenko, Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, Emil Smith-Rowe, Gabriel Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah, and Gabriel Jesus. Now, the Manchester United team is very interesting, isn't it? Now, we've been playing Manchester United for many, many, many years. Those of us of a certain age can remember teams going back to the 1970s, and this has to probably be the worst Manchester United team that I can remember playing against us. This is how they line up. In goal, it is Andre Onana. Their back four is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro, Johnny Evans, and Diego Dalot. Have they ever had a worse back four than that in their entire history? In midfield, it's Sofiane Amrabat, Scott McTominay, and Amal Diallo. And their front three is Kobe Mainoo, Rasmus Højlund, and Alexander Garnacho. Wow, what a terrible Manchester United team it is. Honestly, there's no excuses today, is there? Absolutely no excuses for us not to win this game with that Manchester United lineup, quite honestly. If we don't win this game by at least 3 goals, then honestly, everyone should give up playing football again. This is a dreadful, dreadful Manchester United team. In a way, I actually feel a little bit sorry for Erik ten Hag. This is what he's got to work with. I mean, on the bench, they've got a bunch of kids that have never even played. I've never even heard of them, half of them. You know, they've got someone called Hamas on the bench. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's how desperate they are. Christian Eriksen and Anthony are their only 2 substitutes they're likely to bring on in this game. And that just shows you, and I actually do feel a bit sorry for Erik ten Hag. I guess they've got injuries and whatnot, but what a selection of players he's got to choose from here. I mean, terrible. And I say, I almost feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for him. I almost feel sorry for him. But, you know, you can see the problems that they've got, why they are where they are in the league, why their results have been so poor. And yes, we've got to win this game, quite honestly. Now, we've got to win this game. That is just a joke Man United team, isn't it? It's honestly a joke Man United team. We've got a new member to the channel, OJ96. It is very, very good to have you on board with us. I hope you enjoy what we're going to do here. Nathan's with us, Eddie, and he says, hi, Rich, everyone in the chat. Are you going for 3-0? Yeah, have you seen that Man United team? I'm going for 3-0 as well. Terry's here as well, and I thought Spurs stood a chance. I should have known it was no chance. The Harry Kane curse rolls on. Well, exactly. Terry says, afternoon, Nathan, and that's good stuff there. Terry's gone 5-1, if not Arteta out. Well, I don't know if we don't. We've got to win this game, quite honestly. We've got to win this game. That Man United lineup, honestly, it's ridiculous. Terry says, please hit the like button as you enter. It makes Arsenal score quickly. Well, yeah, it might do, yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to have too many problems today. Nathan says, I can't stay. Well, no, I mean, I don't like him particularly. I don't like him. But when you look at the squad of players that he's got to work with, you know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, what manager could be expected to get a team of that squad of players playing and doing well. If it's the FA Cup final, let's not remember they won the League Cup last year. He's done an actually pretty good job in the circumstances. And yes, some of these players he's brought in, but not many of them when you look at it. Most of them have already been at the club. There's a few young players, obviously Kobe Mainu, Garnacho, Hoyland, of course, has come in this season. But he's had some of he was basically left with a lot of these squad players. He's having to bring in youngsters, and it's a big job, isn't it, at Man United? It is a big job, and is he going to get the time to push it through? Probably not. Man United are Man United. They're a club that needs to be challenging and winning trophies, aren't they? And yes, they may win the FA Cup. Do you think they can beat Man City with this group of players with the injuries that they've got? No, probably not. But they have reached the cup final 2 seasons running in his first 2 seasons, and I suppose overall you've got to say that that's a decent effort that he's done. But yes, we don't need to worry too much about that. We've had our own issues over the years. Mikel Arteta has had his own problems over the years as well, hasn't he? With when he took over the squad that he had, and it takes time, doesn't it? And if nothing else, maybe what's happened with Mikel Arteta and Arsenal is going to help other managers maybe be given a little bit more time to build a squad and to build a team. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it is a shockingly bad Manchester United side today. We don't win at Old Trafford very often. I've got a few stats for you, actually, which we can look at just before we get ready for the kickoff. Let's have a look at these stats. I prepared these earlier. We've only lost 2 of our last 11 league games against Manchester United, which is a decent record. But those 2 defeats have been the last 2 visits to Old Trafford. So there you go. We've only actually won once at Old Trafford in our last 16 league visits. And we've only won 2 of our last 21 league visits. So we've got a really, really poor record here that we need to put right today. We haven't done a double over Manchester United since the 2006-2007 season. Of course, should we win this game today, we would complete the league double over them, I say, for the first time in a long, long time. And actually, Mikel Arteta has got a decent record against Man U. He's only lost 2 out of the 8 games that he's played against Manchester United, which is a pretty good record, isn't it? He's won 5 and drawn 1. So, but again, those 2 defeats have been the last 2 seasons at Old Trafford. And in both of those 2 games, we came into the game in good form. We were probably favourites to get a result, and we lost both times. So history's not with us in this fixture necessarily. But looking at our Man United team, if anything's in our favour, it's that, isn't it? We've got a really settled team, unchanged. What is it, 4 games in a row now? And I say all we can do is win this game and guarantee we're going to take it down to the last day of the season. And that, we're probably not going to. Let's be realistic and let's be honest. We are probably not going to win the league. Manchester City will probably get the points that they need in their last 2 games. There's nothing we can do about that. All we can do is win today, win next Sunday, and that's all we can do. 89 points is a very, very good season. And I think most people that watch this channel will know that I've never been totally convinced about Mikel Arteta and whether or not he's going to be able to bring us the big trophies that we need to be winning as a football club of the size of Arsenal. But you have to say this will be 2. It is anyway, regardless of what happens in the last 2 games. It's 2 solid Premier League seasons in a row, isn't it? Well into the 80s in points, the goals that we're scoring. And yes, we've put in a challenge for the title. Last season fell away earlier than this season. This season we've kept ourselves in touch all the way through. So, we're not far away. There's no doubt about that. We're not far away. But the doubts about this manager being able to take us to that next step are still there. They're going to be there until he does it. And, I think that I don't think that it's wrong to have those doubts. I'm not saying, we're not going to be standing here screaming from the rooftops, Arteta out, because we've just had 2 decent league campaigns. My other concern is about the cup performances. Manchester City are strong in the Premier League. We know that. They're probably going to win it. You've got to get 90, 95 points to win the Premier League when you're up against this opposition. So you can't afford to throw away the domestic cups in the way that we've done in the last few years. Keep yourself in the... Look what Man United have done. They've kept themselves in the FA Cup. They've got a cup final to look forward to. And if we had that, then not winning the league wouldn't matter too much, would it? If we didn't win the league, it wouldn't it wouldn't matter so much if we've got the FA Cup final to come the week after. So, you know, little things like that I want to see moving forward over the next year or two. And if we can't win the league because Man City are just too good, then, you know, let's try and win something else. Let's try and win something else because we have to do that, don't we? Anyway, the teams are at Old Trafford. Arsenal, of course, are wearing the luminous green kit, which has brought us a lot of good results away from home. Not the green one, which I don't think we've won in all season. And Manchester United, of course, are in their red and black, the famous red and black that we know so well. Of course, so many massive games at this venue over the years for Arsenal. And I say not too many that have gone in our favour. But, of course, we did win the league 22 years ago on this ground, 22 years ago this week. That goal from Sylvain Wiltord, of course, to seal the double. And so we have had good results here, and we are up and underway. Arsenal are kicking to our attacking the goal to our left in this first half, and David Raya goes long up that far side, and it's flicked on, and Arsenal coming forward straight away. There's a good header away though by Johnny Evans, who's going to be important at the back, isn't he, for Manchester United? But Arsenal just won the ball back very high up the pitch. Coming forward now, Martin Odegaard over on that far side tries to get across him, but he's crowded out, and the ball's going to run away. Is it for a corner? No, it's not, because Bukayo Saka's kept it in. There's a battle there with Dalot, Dalot, and Saka's got the ball again. Gets a low cross into the near post. It's cleared away by Manchester United, but they've given the ball away. They just can't get out, Manchester United. If we get an early goal here, you do feel that we're going to go on and win this game by quite a substantial distance. Bukayo Saka now is having a run on the edge of the box, threads it through to Kai Havertz, turns away. Can he get a shot in? He crosses it instead towards the far post, and it's touched behind. It is going to be a corner to Arsenal. Very, very good start this has been. Phil says we need to win this convincingly. But yeah, if we don't win it convincingly, then questions would need to be asked, because this is a dreadful Man United team. Terry says 2 failed league challenges. Well, they're failed if we don't win the league, absolutely. But to put 2 consistently good Premier League campaigns back to back is a good effort. It is a good effort. And I still don't necessarily think Arteta's the right man to take us further. But anyway, he's calling out Declan Rice, plays it into the near post. It's flicked on, headed away though by Manchester United. Only as far as Saka, may not have even got out of their half yet. Saka gets to the byline. Can he get the cross in? It's blocked actually by Dalot, who did well. And now Manchester United can get the ball forward finally for the first time. We've played 2 minutes at Old Trafford in the sunshine, the late spring, almost early summer. It felt like summer yesterday, didn't it? Very, very warm. Today's been a little bit cooler, but it's still nice. We're not going to complain about the weather at the moment, are we, when it's been it's not rained for a few days. And that corner there from Declan Rice was flicked on at the near post by William Saliba, I think it was, and then it was eventually cleared away. And Manchester United haven't really settled into this game at all yet. And Arsenal are on top. Of course, we did see recently, didn't we, when Liverpool came here, it was a similar game, wasn't it, in the first half? Liverpool should have been 3 or 4 up. There was only 1 up, and in the end, they were pegged back and only came away with a draw, which, of course, for Arsenal today isn't going to be enough, is it? Yeah, I do get that ball away there, though. It was a throw over on that far side from Ben White. It was cleared away. You do feel Man United are going to have a lot of defending to do. Amrabat is sitting almost as a third centre-half for Manchester United in these early stages here. We've played 3 minutes and it's been all Arsenal. The ball's just been in the Manchester United final third since the kickoff, really. There's another throw there that Arsenal keep in over on that far side, Martin Odegaard. But again, Man United do clear it away, but not very far. Saka plays into the box to Odegaard again. It's back into Saka. Shot comes in, but it's straight at Onana. And the first shot on goal there falls to Arsenal, unsurprisingly, with this fast start that we've had. And it was good play, actually, from Arsenal. It was Thomas Partey, actually, initially played it into Odegaard. His little flick there put Saka in. And Kai Havertz wanted the ball played across there. But in the end, it was a shot that went straight into the arms of Onana. Terry says, City fight on all fronts every season. Arteta fights on only one and still fails. No, I mean, you make a fair point. I mean, Man City have the resources to be able to do that more than we do, perhaps. And obviously, they've Pep's been there for a long, long time. He's had that time to put that squad together. And we are still a work in progress in many ways. I mean, look at our squad depth. Man United are coming forward. Oh, it's a good ball through, actually, looking for the run in behind there of Rasmus Højlund. Arsenal haven't got it away. Shot comes in over the top from Højlund again, and suddenly Man United looking dangerous actually on the counter-attack. And Rasmus Højlund, Manchester United's top scorer this season. Thomas Partey was at fault there, giving the ball away. First of all, that was a ball over the top, and he couldn't quite get there. And it was actually some poor play there. William Saliba and Thomas Partey. Partey was caught in possession, and Højlund maybe could have done better there for Manchester United. He slipped, though. Oh, to be fair, he did slip as he hit it. And had he not done so, it may well have been a big opportunity for Manchester United to take the lead, which would have been totally against a run of play in his opening 5 minutes. And Arsenal are coming forward again over on that far side. Again, we've given the ball away, though, suddenly. And Man United now have had a lift from that last attack that they just had. They're coming forward again over on that far side. Again, it's Højlund, who's looked fairly lively, hasn't he, in these opening stages. I think he's going to be a decent player, actually. I think he'll score a lot of goals, Rasmus Højlund, over the next few years for Manchester United. I really do. And he's had a couple of opportunities already in the early stages here. Man United coming forward again. They've got a lot of young players in this team, haven't they? And obviously they're nowhere near the finished article yet. But, you know, one or two of these players could end up becoming really important, couldn't they? Really good players. Obviously, you know, Kobe Mainoo's been spoken about quite a lot, hasn't he? Already, he's already been in the England team, hasn't he? So you know they've got some good young players, Manchester United. But obviously, at this moment in time, it is a bit of a mess. Their squad, isn't it, and their team, and we need to take full advantage of that this afternoon. Because you know, over the years, we've not had many real big opportunities to win at Old Trafford, have we? It's not a ground that I'll say we've had a lot of success on, and this has got to be our biggest opportunity to win here for a very long time, hasn't it? Diallo, of course, another one of those good young players for Manchester United. Amad Diallo, and Manchester United trying to come forward again. That's a long ball played up towards that far side. It's a good ball, actually. Headed away, though, by William Saliba, not very far. Manchester United looking dangerous here. It's Garnacho inside the penalty. It looks to get a shot away. It's blocked. Only comes to the edge of the box to Wan-Bissaka. And Man United still in possession here on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. This is nice play. Shot comes in over the top. I think that was it Højlund again? That was Garnacho with that effort. Got a deflection, I think it was. Man United have settled now. And actually, they've played some nice football there. They really did play some good football there. And it was Diallo set up Garnacho and his shot was deflected. I think it came off Gabriel in the end. Good feet, though, from Diallo. And then the shot came in. Terry says, have you got sun up north? Climate change must be real. No, we have got some. We did have some sun yesterday. It was really hot yesterday. It's been a bit cooler today. Anyway, this corner comes in from that far side. Oh, David Raya spilt it. It's come all the way across to Diallo again. Can he get across in? Again, he's shown good feet. He's run into a bit of traffic there inside the Arsenal penalty, but I haven't really cleared the ball away. But we've got a chance to now with Leandro Trossard up this near side. We haven't really attacked up this side yet. Trossard's going to try now to go round Amrabat, but he wasn't able to there. The Moroccan did well and has tidied that up. But suddenly Man United, after a really, really slow start from them where they couldn't even get the ball for 4 or 5 minutes, suddenly they've looked a bit more dangerous, haven't they? But a couple of opportunities there. That corner, David Raya didn't really get there, did he, at all? Couldn't hold the ball and it fell to Diallo at the far post. An opportunity. You know, are back in possession again. There was a free kick there. Declan Rice, it was committed a foul. A little bit too enthusiastic to win the ball. And Arsenal have won the ball now, though. And Odegaard's got an opportunity. Saka is clear over on that far side. He's found Saka inside the penalty area. Fills it across. It's deflected behind for a corner there off Johnny Evans. And already there's been goal mouth action at both ends. And we've played 8 minutes. It's been exciting in the sunshine here at Old Trafford. Martin Odegaard there put Saka in on this near side. The angle was tight. He was trying to cross it actually for Kai Havertz or Martin Elliott. For Kai Havertz at the far post, but in the end, it got deflected behind for another corner to Arsenal. We've had 2, and Manchester United have had 1 already. And this is going to be Saka taking this from the far side, looking to get that ball into that 6-yard box. Again, it comes in towards the near post. Again, it's flicked on a header onto the roof of the net. Was that Gabriel? It was, with the header. 4 goals for him this season. He does get a few, doesn't he, from centre back. Gabriel, he got his head on that, but he couldn't keep it down, and it's bounced on the roof of the net. and it's gone away for a goal kick to Manchester United. Terry says, how did you get on this morning? Good. I was actually, I'm really, really delighted with how I did on a tough route, but I was 20 seconds away from a PB, so I was a little bit disappointed. I couldn't have pushed myself. I didn't know, obviously, at the time I was running how close I was, but I ended up 20 seconds away from a PB, so delighted with the run. And the video is up on the other channel, actually, if you want to watch that later, of the Sunderland 10K I did this morning, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, mixed feelings in the end, I suppose, because I'm really happy with the time I got, because I wasn't expecting that. But to be so close to a PB was a little bit frustrating. But anyway, there's always another time, isn't there? There's always the next one. Anyway, Arsenal in position now. Declan Rice on his near. So, that's almost a short back pass, and Reyes had to come rushing out of his area there to smash that ball away. Arsenal nearly causing some problems of their own. Declan Rice, it was unusually for him with a mistake. Really poor back pass that was, but luckily David Raya was alert to the danger and came out of his penalty area there to hoof the ball clear. And wow, that could have been a dangerous moment there, couldn't it, for Arsenal? But luckily, David Raya was alive to the problem and did well, actually, David Raya there, to be fair. Manchester United now, though, taking their time, playing it out from the back. Anana goes long up this near side. It's flicked on by Wan-Bissaka. And again, looking for... They've got a bit of pace up front, actually, Manchester United, haven't they? For all their weaknesses, certainly in defence, they've certainly got some pace up front. David Raya took a bit of a risk there, actually, inside his own penalty area. Got away with it. But Manchester United are bringing the ball forward. It was Dalot there, won that header from Saka. And now United are actually playing quite well. Scott McTominay touches the ball back. And Manchester United have certainly settled into this game, haven't they? They certainly have. And as much as we were maybe half joking about winning 5-1 and 3-0 and stuff like that, you have to say this could end up being a very, very difficult game for us this afternoon. You do feel as though we'll score in this game. We've got goals in us. Their defence isn't the strongest defence they've ever had, obviously, but they certainly look as though they could score against us as well, don't they? We don't concede too many away from home, though, do we? Just those 3 goals away from home all in all of 2024 in the Premier League. 1 at Nottingham Forest, 2 at Tottenham. All of those came of which after we'd pretty much got the game won. We were 2-0 up at Forest when we conceded, and we were 3-0 up at Tottenham when we conceded those 2 goals. So we haven't actually gone behind away from home or conceded the first goal away from home for a very long time, actually, since the Aston Villa game, I think. Manchester United have won the ball back in midfield. They've certainly got a grip in this game now, haven't they? And they're playing some not bad football either, to be fair. Amrabat now in possession. And now Wan-Bissaka can bring it forward. Just goes back instead to Amrabat. And he pings a long ball out to that far side. But Ben White's there with a comfortable header. But Arsenal don't win the second ball, although Saka does now. Plays it back to William Saliba. Now Odegaard finds Ben White over on that far side. And Arsenal now trying to play the ball through midfield, but it goes back instead to William Saliba. Now it's with Gabriel. It's with Thomas Partey. Gabriel, of course, has come over to the left-back position. Tomiyasu's moved into midfield. It does come to Gabriel now on this near side. Almost playing with 3 centre-halves at the moment. Thomas Partey finds William Saliba. Now it's out to that far side to Ben White. Touches it back to Saliba. Just over the halfway line, right over on that far side. Chips the ball forward, but it's not a good ball. And he's going to run through to Andre Onana. The Manchester United goalkeeper's coming for a lot of criticism this season, but he's done all right, hasn't he? He's done all right. Anyway, this is the second worst ground for us in Premier League history. The worst ground is actually Hillsborough, which doesn't surprise me because I don't think I've ever seen us win there. Anyway, Man United coming forward now. This is a good run. And the ball was deflected away there. I think it was Leandro Trossard doing his defensive duties. And it was a good run, actually, from Diego Dalot over on that far side. Opened up, thought he was going to maybe get a shot away there. In the end, he tried to find Diallo on this near side. But it's another corner to Manchester United. And they've caused us 1 or 2 anxious moments, haven't they? 14 minutes played here at Old Trafford. Manchester United near Arsenal. Now it's a corner here from this near side, whipped in towards the near post. It's cleared away though by Arsenal. Not very far though. It's Wan-Bissaka picks it up and he goes all the way back into the centre circle where Andre Onana is. He's very much out of his goal. That's a long ball up that far side, headed out though by Bukayo Saka. It's going to be a throw to Manchester United. And you have to say, apart from the first maybe 2 or 3 minutes, United have been a better team. Although we have had a couple of counter-attacks as well, which have brought us a couple of corners. But Man United now in position again over on that far side. And they're knocking the ball around quite confidently at the moment, aren't they? This young Man United team. We looked at the lineup and thought, oh, this could be a fun game. And the first couple of minutes made us believe that was going to be the case. But Man United have got back into this now. And they're playing pretty well. And it is Diallo on this near side. We've managed to get the ball through. This is good play again by Manchester United on this near side. Wan-Bissaka finds Amrabat. Finally a bit of space here. Scott McTominay is with a shot from outside the box. In fact, it was Diego Dallo again getting forward from left back. And he fired that shot over the bar from the edge of the penalty area. It's almost like total football for Manchester United here. No one's playing in any positions. They're all over the place. And Diego Dallo turned up there almost in a centre-forward position, just on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area, and fired over the crossbar. And that's another shot on goal from Manchester United. They've had 2 or 3 already in this game. I say they've probably been a slightly better team. And Arsenal just need to settle again. After that really fast start, we've maybe gone off the boil ever so slightly. Anyway, it's back to David Ray. He finds Gabriel just outside the Arsenal penalty area. Now it's with Thomas Partey. Good to have him back in the team, isn't it? Late in the season. Makes you wonder what may have been had he been fit sooner. You know, the Aston Villa game is a big one, of course, that everyone will talk about. I still believe, and I've said this, that the league's decided over 38 games. It's not one game that wins you the title or loses you the title. You know, sometimes it can come down to one particular match, but it's over 38 games, isn't it? And you either get enough points or you don't. And it's not, yes, every single defeat you can look at, every single draw you can look at and say, well, what if we'd won that game or got a draw here and there, we could have won the league. Yeah, exactly. It's over 38 games, isn't it? And everyone suffers poor results. You know, Man City have lost games, they've drawn games. You know, Arsenal coming forward now looking for that early goal, but a good tackle actually there. They may not have taken a bit of a risk at the back, but they got away with it. And they have managed to clear the ball away, but Saka's going to pick this up. And he finds Thomas Partey. So, yeah, it's over 38 games, isn't it? And, yes, the Aston Villa game, at the time before that game, had we won, we would have been ahead of Man City. And having won every game that we've played since, we would have been sitting here now on the brink of, you know, winning the league title in our hands. So, but I say it's not just one game, is it? We lost twice to Aston Villa. We took 1 point against Fulham. You know, we drew that game at home to Tottenham when we were leading. We should have won. There's been a few, hasn't there? The West Ham home game when we created 100 chances, couldn't score and lost 2-0. You know, there's been lots of different moments, hasn't there? And if we don't win the league, those will be the reasons, all of them, all those games. Any 1 or 2 of those games ended differently, and we would. That's how close we've been this season. And yes, I've wrote it off. I think I have the result yesterday. Not that I was surprised. I knew that they'd beat Fulham. They always beat Fulham. I mean, it's more the game on Tuesday, I suppose, in a stadium they've never even scored in. Is the hope, but they're in front now. There's a little bit more pressure on us today, isn't there? Because of that, you know, we've been playing first for the last few games, haven't we? And I think it's slightly easier. We were ahead. You're playing first. You've got an opportunity to increase your lead. When you're behind, suddenly there's more pressure, because if you don't win, you stay behind. And you know, with one game to play, that would be fatal, wouldn't it, in the title race? So yeah, it is what it is. But you know, we've got to do what we can and win this game now, and keep that pressure on, because you never know. As bad as Tottenham are, they do have an exceptionally good record against Man City, don't they? Especially at home. You know, Arsenal coming forward now at this near side. Tomiyasu burst into the box. He was tackled there initially. He's going to try and win the corner, but he isn't able to. It was good defending actually there from Casemiro. He showed all his experience there, the Brazilian, playing at centre-back. But Arsenal have picked up the ball again. It was Gabriel with a good tackle, and now it's Thomas Partey inside the centre circle. Terry says goal difference is only 2 now. Well, yeah, it is. It is only 2, yeah. Man City have scored a lot of goals in their recent games, which is what makes us all believe, isn't it, that they're going to go to Tottenham and beat them. And of course, West Ham at home on a final day. Obviously, they're going to win that game, aren't they? I don't think there's much doubt, really. But mathematically, who knows? There's still a chance that we can do it, and we have to believe. We have to believe in that, don't we? We have to believe that we can still do it and win our games. And if they slip up, we need to be there to take advantage, don't we? But I think we're pretty much resigning ourselves to the fact that we're not going to be ending that 20-year wait, are we? Which, for a while this season, it looked as though we may well have been. But against Man City, you've almost got to be perfect there. Arsenal now coming forward on that far side. Kai Havertz goes round the outside. Can he get the cross in? It's in! Trossard has scored. It's 1-0. Kai Havertz made it. And Arsenal, after a fairly quiet 10 minutes, have broken away and taken the lead. Real bit of quality there from Kai Havertz. So it is, of course. They may not have caused their own problems a little bit there, didn't they? Trying to play it out from the back. And then when we won the ball back high up the pitch, which we did well, loads of space for Kai Havertz over on that far side. He was played on by Casemiro and a lovely ball into the near post. Trossard made the run, touched it home. And there we go. Terry says Trossard. Nathan says, get out, well played, Kai. Awful defending by Manchester United. Nathan said, so easy. It was easy, yeah. It was terrible defending, wasn't it? And Trossard's in there, get himself another goal. He's got so many this season, hasn't he, Trossard? Very similar goals as well. He gets a lot of, doesn't he? And Phil says, that boy is good. He is good. We do love a bit of Leandro Trossard. And it was a good play from Kai Havertz, but you have to say what Casemiro was doing there, all he had to do was step up, and Kai Havertz would have been miles offside, and he was all on his own, and he took full advantage. And that's what you have to do, don't you? In those situations, you've got to just take advantage of those mistakes that the other teams make, and that's what we did. And we have got ourselves in the lead, and we are, as things stand, 1 point ahead of Man City again at the top of the table, but they do have that game in hand, of course, to come. Tottenham. Anyway, this game certainly there's not won yet, is it? We're only midway through the first half, but it's not often that we score first and don't win. It hasn't happened too often this season. Fulham away, I think, is the only one that really springs to mind that we've lost. We've drawn a couple of games and we've gone in front, but we haven't lost only that one, I believe. I think Fulham's the only one. And away from home, we've certainly been outstanding, haven't we, in 2024? Just that draw at Manchester City. We've won all the other away games. Incredible record. And we're on the brink here of maybe winning another away game, ending this season. What would that be, 12 away wins? It's not bad, is it? From 19 games, it's a pretty good record, isn't it? 3 defeats and 4 draws. Arsenal coming forward again, looking for a second goal. You do feel if we can get a second goal before half time, that will seal the deal. And it's Saka over on that far side. Ben White's gone on the overlap. Ben White will get there. Can he dink a crossover? He can't quite manage to. And it's gone behind. Declan Rice was coming in there. And Ben White tried to just dink that cross to the far post. It was good play, though, from Arsenal. Ben White on the overlap. He was onside, but his cross there was poor, actually. And it's gone behind for a goal kick. Erik ten Hag is shaking his head. And there's been some poor defending from Manchester United in the last few minutes, which has cost them a goal. And surely that's a foul on Gabriel there by Højlund. He felt he was being pushed first, but I don't think he was. It was just strength there from Gabriel in the end. Højlund has clearly grabbed his shirt and pulled him over. And that is going to be a free kick to Arsenal. And Erik ten Hag is still shaking his head. Not quite sure what he's shaking his head at there. That decision was clearly the correct decision. There's no real doubt about that, was there? Anyway, 24 minutes played here in the sunshine at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. I'm sure we led 1-0 last season, didn't we? Before we ended up losing that game 3-1. Was that the year before we led 1-0? I can't remember now. Anyway, we've lost our last 2, and we certainly led 1-0 in one of them. Maybe both of them, actually. I can't remember now. I definitely remember us going 1-0 up with Manchester when I know Smith Rowe scored, didn't he? The goal where Man United should have been disallowed because the goalkeeper was in the goal injured. Well, he wasn't injured. He was pretending to be injured, wasn't he? Smith Rowe put it in. And then, of course, it wasn't last year's game where that goal disallowed when it was 0-0, so it should have been 1-0, shouldn't it, when Martinelli scored. That was it. And, of course, we ended up losing that one as well, didn't we, in the end? But this is a different Arsenal team from last season. It's a different Man United team as well, as we've said already. And you do feel as though if we can get a second goal, this will probably all be over. But Liverpool 1-0 up here a few weeks ago at half-time, and they ended up only getting a 2-2 draw. Man, you came back well in that game. So we certainly haven't won this game as yet, have we? We need to do more, still more work to do. And let's see if we can get this one over the line. That's a long throw forward there by Tomiyasu. Cleared away. But Arsenal again win the ball back, and Tomiyasu's put it out. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal, though deflected. And it is a throw on this near side, which Tomiyasu is going to take. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1, 26 minutes played at Old Trafford, where we've won. Remember, we have won just once here since 2007. That's how poor our record's been here. In the league, that is. We have, of course, won in the FA Cup as well since then. The Danny Welbeck game, of course, if you remember, that was quite some evening, wasn't it, when there was, 10,000 Arsenal fans. Enjoyed that one. When Danny Welbeck, of course, scored the winner, the former Manchester United player. Terry says 3-2. Erik ten Hag outsmarted Arteta that day, and then ESR injured himself in the warm down, I think. Was that the one when he scored, wasn't it? ESR scored, didn't he? I think Saka got the other one, didn't he? And then, was that when Ronaldo scored them 2 penalties? It was that game, wasn't it? I think it was, wasn't it? That wasn't last season's one, was it? That was the season before. Didn't Anthony score one in one game? Again, was that his first game or his first goal for them, wasn't it, Anthony? I seem to remember him scoring, and we thought, he might be a decent player. And look what's happened to him. They've got all these injuries, and he's still on the bench. Anyway, Rajan's with us. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. He says, hi, Rich. All hit the lights for more goals. Yeah, hit the lights, we'll get a second goal. Nathan says, want to see Rice get involved a bit more. Yeah, he's been quiet, hasn't he? He's on the ball now, actually, as we talk about Rice. And he's driving forward. He ran straight into trouble, but the ball comes back. Shot comes in from Tomiyasu, actually, it was. It got blocked. Come out as far as Martin Odegaard. And now it's with Ben White bringing it forward. Tries to thread the ball through around the outside to Saka. Saka tries to get it back in. He does manage to get it back in again. The shot comes in at the near post, but it's gone wide. And there was that Ben White with the effort there. Getting forward. We've seen both right back, well, both fullbacks, with Dallow's playing left back. In fact, he was offside there, I think, Saka. I don't think that would have counted had we scored from that. It was Ben White from a very tight angle, tried to thread it in at the near post, but I don't think it would have counted anyway. He's put it across the goal and it's gone wide. He's got some goals this season, Ben White, hasn't he, actually? Is it 4 he's got this season? He got 2, didn't he, in that recent win over... who was it he scored the 2 goals against? Chelsea, wasn't it? And he's got a few goals this season, Ben White. Hasn't really scored too many before, Eddie, and he's popped up with a few this season, which is nice to see. But yeah, interesting stuff. Anyway, we've played 29 minutes at Old Trafford. It is still Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1, and Arsenal look in control of things at this moment in time. But we've seen it before on this particular ground, and we can never take anything for granted here, even though on current form, on team lineup, with everything's in our favour, and of course also in the scoreline in this game now as well. But history at Old Trafford tends to mean I'm always a little bit nervy and never confident that we're going to win a game until we actually have won a game. Now, we haven't actually won a game by more than 1-0 in the league at Old Trafford since 1979, believe it or not, which we won 2-0 that season. 78-79, of course, the season we went on to beat them in the FA Cup final. That was a lot. All our other 6 victories at Old Trafford since then in the league have all been by just 1-0. And we scored the goal quite early on if it's going to end up 1-0. In fact, all of those goals came at the opposite end of the stadium where the Arsenal fans are. All of those 6 goals in those 1-0 victories. So this would break that trend, certainly. And you don't feel this game's going to finish 1-0, do you? You certainly feel as though Arsenal have got more goals in them. And Manchester United, after having a good spell, haven't really threatened too much, but they're coming forward now over on that far side. Opportunity, the ball comes into the box. It's almost fell there for Højlund, but he couldn't quite manage to get a shot away, and Arsenal scramble it clear. Terry says, I was 13 then. In 1979, I was 11. So, yeah, I remember that. So I remember the scoreline from the Old Trafford game, that when we won 2-0, and of course that cup final as well. We all remember that cup final, don't we? Shot comes in from distance there from Casemiro, I think it was, headed away though by William Saliba. Arsenal haven't really got the ball clear yet, actually. It's a bit of head tennis going on just around the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. And they do come away with the ball, Manchester United, with Kobe Manu. And 31 minutes played, and may not have another little spell. They've had a good spell, didn't they, early on in this first half. And then Arsenal have been the dominant team for 10 minutes and got the goal. But Man United now having another little spell, aren't they? Can they get an opportunity to score? That's a nice ball into the box for Højlund. He's got 3 or 4 Arsenal defenders around him. What hope did he have there of being able to get anything there? And in the end, Arsenal do inevitably clear the ball away. It was nice play into Højlund, though. He did well to try and hold it up, but no Man United players anywhere near him. And he had to do it all. He would have had to do it all himself then, wouldn't he? And he just ran out of room and space, and it was William Saliba just got the ball in. Terry says that was good defending by us. It was good defending, yeah. We had three or 4 Arsenal players around Højlund there. Didn't give him any options at all, and he had no alternative other than to run into trouble. But Arsenal hasn't cleared the ball away. Højlund again on the edge of the box. He's playing well for Man United, actually. Rasmus Højlund. Shot comes in from the edge of the box. It's a poor effort, actually. It's gone harmlessly wide. That was by Scott McTominay. Scored his fair share of goals against Arsenal over the years as well, hasn't he? Scott McTominay. I think he scored the other year as well when they beat us, didn't he? At Old Trafford. He scored 2 in one game against us, I seem to remember as well at one time. Anyway, that is all in the past. And it's a totally different Manchester United team now, isn't it? And let's hope that we can see this one through and get the victory. I say it could be our biggest victory here at Old Trafford in the league for a very long time. In fact, the biggest victory over Manchester United anywhere for a very long time. We did beat them 4-0 in the League Cup back in 2001. I don't think we've had too many big victories over them, have we, though, at all, home or away? Not like really big victories. I mean, we've won 3-1 a couple of times at home, haven't we? I mean, Man United are coming forward now over on that far side. This is a decent spell from them, actually. But they've not tested David Raya as yet. Couple of efforts over the crossbar, but they are in possession now. Casemiro plays the ball up this near side, and it's with Diallo. And now it's with Amrabat. Plays it forward to Højlund. Gets it out to that far side. This is nice for Manchester United. That was an optimistic shot. It comes into the box, so Tomiyasu had to be alert to clear that away. But Man United again have picked up the ball here with Wan-Bissaka. Finds Diallo again on this near side. Gets it back, Wan-Bissaka. Cross comes in from Casemiro towards the far post. There's no Arsenal, there's no Man United player there, so Ben White can easily touch that back to David Raya. 34 minutes on the clock. It is Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. That goal from Leandro Trossard midway through this first half is all that separates the teams. And you have to say Arsenal obviously deserved the lead, but Man United have had one or two little moments, haven't they, in this game? And you certainly wouldn't feel that this game is won quite yet. The second goal would be very, very nice. And I don't think we've been 2-0 up at Old Trafford, have we? Probably since that 2-0 victory in 1979. I don't think we would, even in the cup games. I know it was an FA Cup game we won 2-0 back in 2003. That was the Alex Ferguson, David Beckham boot incident day, wasn't it? When he threw the boot and it hit David Beckham and cut his face, didn't it? Back in the day, that was that game. So we was 2-0 up. Certainly in the league, we wouldn't have been 2-0 up at Old Trafford since 1979. So it'd be nice to get a good lead and a good win over them, wouldn't it, for the first time in a long while? Anyway, it's a long ball forward there from David Ratcliffe's near side, looking for Trossard. Actually, he's probably only had about 4 touches of the ball, Trossard, but one of them was to put it in to the Manchester United net and to give us this lead. But yeah, he's not seen too much of the ball, has he, Trossard? All our attacks have come down the right-hand side. We've had nothing really down that left, but it is Trossard's goal that is the difference. And as things stand, has sent us back to the top of the table. It'll be the first time we'd have been top of the league with a week of the season to go since 2004. That will be the last time we was in this position at this point in the season. Anyway, Man United are coming forward again. It's really good play, actually. It was a brilliant run over on this near side again by Diallo, who's actually looking really good for Man United again. Anyway, it's now with Wan-Bissaka. Good run there it was. He's gone down there right on the edge of the penalty area. And Man United kick the ball out so he can receive some treatment. It was a great run though, wasn't it? He's shown some good feet here, hasn't he? Again on the edge of the box, he got around 2 or 3 challenges, and in the end it was Thomas Partey who had slipped over initially but managed to get a foot on the ball. I don't think VAR are going to be looking at that for a penalty, are they? They shouldn't be. Anyway, he's getting some treatment now, Amad Diallo. And he's had a good first half, actually. He has had a good first half, the Ivorian. Probably him and Højlund have been their best 2 players. It was good feet again, wasn't it? He's done well here. He did fall over Thomas Partey's foot, but did Thomas Partey actually put a proper challenge in? It may well have been just outside. Actually, it was in the box, actually. Oh, I don't know, actually. VAR looked at that again. Knowing it's Manchester United at Old Trafford, it wouldn't be totally unbelievable to have been a penalty, would it? Phil says they always give us a game at their ground, no matter how bad they are. Well, yeah, they do, yeah. And I think sometimes we make it hard for ourselves when we go there as well. I mean, we're in a very strong position in this game, aren't we? Like a really, really strong position. Let's just hope that we can get the job done from this situation here. Terry says, funny how Bootgate was hushed up, but they made a big thing when Fabregas gave him a pizza. Yeah, that was... there's been some strange incidents famous incidents, I suppose, over the years after Arsenal, Manchester United game, especially at Old Trafford. Of course, the Pizzagate one was after that game where they ended our 49-match unbeaten run, didn't they, by clearly cheating as well. So, but yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how so many of these games over the years have had so much controversy and incident. Not so much in recent years, I suppose. The games haven't been quite as important, have they, as they used to be back in the Fergie and Wenger days, which was, for me, the golden era of the Premier League, if we're totally honest. Nathan says, strong position. Yes, it only takes a minute though. You think they need to go up again? Yeah, I mean, we've had one or two little moments when Man United have threatened, haven't they? Which a lot of it's been caused by ourselves, I think, as well. But anyway, let's get this job done. Let's just, yeah, you're right, step up a gear a little bit and get the second goal. We're in the 39th minute now, so we're coming up towards half time. We're just giving the ball away actually again, and now Højlund's going to have a little run. The Norwegian, no, he's not Norwegian, is he? He's Danish. I knew he was up that way, Scandinavian. And actually, Arsenal are going to concede a corner. They're sloppy from Arsenal there. 2 or 3 sloppy bits of play there. We gave the ball away in midfield, and then Thomas Partey there has put it out for a corner. And yeah, a little bit sloppy actually, and we need to cut that out. And it is another corner to Manchester United over on that far side. Scott McTominay's in there, Amrabat's in there. Højlund, of course, is in there as you would expect. Played into the near post, wasn't a great corner actually, didn't beat the first man. And in fact, it's a free kick now, a high foot inside the area there from McTominay, I think it was, the Manchester United captain. And that free kick's taken quickly. Kai Havertz is offside, is he? Or was it taken too quickly? Not really sure. But anyway, it's not going to... He looked like he may well have been offside in any case. And the ball is now going to be taken. The free kick's going to be taken again. This is a big game tomorrow night at Villa Park. Aston Villa against Liverpool. Liverpool can't win the league, but Aston Villa, of course, are in with a chance of the top 4, aren't they? And I'm sure we would all rather see Aston Villa in there than the other team that's got a chance, which is, of course, Tottenham, who did themselves a bit of a favour yesterday by coming from behind to beat Burnley at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But an Aston Villa win tomorrow against Liverpool will put Villa totally in control of that top 4 situation, won't it? Going into the final week of the season. Terry says it was funny when Wenger got sent to the stand surrounded by Man U fans. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was when we had a goal disallowed, didn't we? Was it Robin Van Persie scored? He got disallowed. I mean, May not coming forward again over on that far side. Good run that was by Garnacho, I think it was. And in the end, again, Arsenal had to defend well. And that ball's played up this near side, looking for Kai Havertz, but it's been cut out well, actually, by... Is that Johnny Evans again? He's actually done all right, Johnny Evans, hasn't he? Anyway, Casemiro now finds Wan-Bissaka. That was another dangerous moment there for Manchester United. It's a good run by Garnacho. That was over on the far side. Those 2 wide players have played well, haven't they? Diallo and Garnacho in this first half for Man United. And Højlund as well has looked lively. So you can kind of see, I mean, if we don't care too much about Man United, but if you're a Man United fan, you can kind of see that there's reasons to be optimistic about the future, isn't there, with this team? Some really good young players. They just need, obviously, to build around that, get some more experience in there, get some players who really want to play for Man United, and they could be challengers again soon, I think. I don't think they're far off either, give them a couple of years, some of these young players. Will Erik ten Hag be given the time? That's the thing, isn't it? How much ambition have Man United got to get back to the top a little bit quicker? Arsenal showed a lot of patience with Mikel Arteta, and it's may well pay off. Anyway, Garnacho again's coming forward over on that far side. He is a good player, isn't he, Garnacho? We know that. He's got to the byline. David Ray hasn't really dealt with it. Comes to Scott McTominay, and in the end, Arsenal scrambled the ball away. And that wasn't great goalkeeping at the near post there by David Ray, but really good play again by Garnacho over on that far side. Showed some good skill there. It was a decent ball as well, a dangerous ball. And Man United have had some bright moments in this first half, and they've actually played quite well. Certainly a lot better than they did at Crystal Palace the other night, where I didn't watch the game, but from all accounts, it looked like they had a bit of a shocker at Crystal Palace, who are in good form, finishing the season well, of course, with a new manager. And there's at the end of the season, teams that don't have much to play for tend to be the best teams that you want to play. But when a team say got a new manager come in, or they're fighting for stuff, they're the teams you don't want to play, do you? So it's one of them, isn't it? And anyway, Garnacho did really, really well. They got to the byline, and actually David did all right there, actually, because he had to get something on that, and he pushed it away. So actually, he did all right. It wasn't a mistake by David Ray. I'll apologise to him, because it wasn't great defending from Ben White, actually, and David Ray has done well. And then Declan Rice did well as well. We're into the last 90 seconds of this first half. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time. There was that injury, wasn't there, a moment ago to Amad Diallo. So there'll be maybe 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time. But there's not been too many breaks in play, has there? Nathan says there, you may disagree. I think it's been a pretty flat first half. I feel like they are paying them too much respect. They have a patched up defence with a 40-year-old Evans. Come on, get at them. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you there. I don't think Arsenal have played particularly well. No, I don't think we have. I think Man U have done well, actually. I think they've played pretty well. We've not really got going, have we? We've had some moments. Obviously, the goal was a good moment. We had a bright start. But, yeah, we haven't played particularly well. We haven't really got a grip of midfield in this game. And, yeah, we certainly aren't putting their makeshift defence under too much pressure, have we, so far? And it hasn't been great. But we've got the lead, and that'll do. Sometimes, when you get to this point in the season where you're at the end of the season and you've just got to win your games, sometimes the way you play doesn't really matter, does it? I don't think anybody's particularly bothered how well Arsenal play, as long as we get the job done and win the game. And that's been the case for the last 4 or 5 games, hasn't it? In that spell, we've had some good performances. Yes, of course we have. And we've had some fairly flat performances, but we've got the job done. And that's what you have to do. And if that's the case today, we'll take it, won't we? But you're right. You do feel as though if we were to get our act together and really play the sort of football that we know we can, we could rip this patched up defence apart, couldn't we? We've just lost the ball in midfield with Amrabat. He tries to thread it through to Højlund, a willing runner, isn't he, up there, Rasmus Højlund? And he's put William Saliba under pressure there. Good play again from Højlund. Their front three actually are decent for Man U. I'll give them that. Yeah, their defence is terrible. Their midfield's not up to much, but they have got a decent front three. I'm quite impressed with them. Anyway, they are coming forward again over on that far side with is that Diallo? Dallo, over on that far side, not Diallo. He plays on this side, isn't he? Cross comes in, but David Raya's there. Comfortable save. There's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. And Arsenal look as though we're going to go in with a lead, which it's been a fairly even first half, hasn't it? We've just had a little bit more quality in the final third, which has got us the goal. But other than that, though, it's been fairly even, really, hasn't it? It'll be interesting to see what the stats are at half time. We'll have a look at the stats as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's been quite even in terms of possession, in terms of shots at goal, seems quite even. Man United may even be slightly ahead on those particular statistics. Not that they matter too much, of course. The only statistic that matters is the score and the goal, which we've got. But I do think it's been quite an even game. An even first half, and we've just got the goal that we needed. But this game certainly isn't won yet. Absolutely, it's not. We've got a lot to do still. I think we need to play better in the second half. I kind of agree. It has been a bit of a flat performance in the end, but these are difficult games at this point in the season, aren't they? These are the games that you don't just turn up and win. There's a different sort of pressure. Man City winning yesterday has added the pressure. They played first for a change and lots of different things. Anyway, Man United are coming forward again. Are they going to get an equaliser for half time? Amrabat have a cross to the far post. There's a bit of space here actually for Garnacho. He wanted to shoot. He does shoot, but it's blocked by Ben White. And again, Man United have got a player over. They've had a player over on a few occasions actually. Maybe haven't always made the most of those opportunities. Nathan says, I agree with regards to how you play at the end of the season. The longer it stays 1-0, the more encouraged they'll be. I just have a feeling they'll get back into it. Well, I mean, they're not out of it, are they? It's only 1-0 and they've had their moments. So they're not out of it anyway. And they've certainly, we certainly haven't won this game. Not a chance yet. Anyway, we are going in at half-time with that lead. The half-time whistle has gone, and as things stand, Arsenal are a point clear of Manchester City at the top of the table. But Manchester City, of course, have 2 games to play. We only have the 1. But so far, so good in this big game at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. It's not often we've gone in at half-time 1-0 up at Old Trafford, is it? In fact, I can't remember last time we did that in actual fact. So there you go. Right, so we have a look at some stats then from that first half. Let's have a look, shall we? Right, have we got any stats? So the possession was 55% to Manchester United, 45 to Arsenal, which, yeah, so you see Man United topping that. I thought it might have been. Shots, 8 to Manchester United, 5 to Arsenal. So again, they were top on it. I kind of felt they were. But maybe the crucial one, Arsenal had 2 on target. Manchester United have had none on target. What else have we got? Touches in the opposition box, 17 each. Even. Goalkeeper saves, 1 for Man United, none for us. And 3 corners to Manchester United and 2 for Arsenal. So, yeah, fairly even. And Man United just sort of shading the key stats. And I think that's probably where I'd seen it as well, actually. They've had 8 shots on goal, Man United, and none on target, which is unusual, isn't it? And we've had 2 on target and 5 in total. So there you go. And the corners were 2 to us and 3 to them. So, yeah, not a lot to talk about really in that first half, other than the Trossard goal, which was a lovely goal, a well-worked goal, a beautiful move and well finished off, wasn't it? But, of course, there hasn't been a lot of other real quality in this game, has there, from either team at either end of the pitch. I thought Man United going forward have looked fairly decent, haven't they? I thought Amad Diallo's had a decent game. Rasmus Højlund's worked hard up there. Garnacho's had 1 or 2 moments, hasn't he? And for Arsenal, no one's really stood out, have they? I mean, Havertz has set up the goal, which Trossard scored, but other than that, either of those 2 haven't done particularly well. We haven't looked great in midfield, have we? Particularly, we defended fairly well as well. That you have to say that. You know, we've defended our box well, which is why Man U have had 0 shots on target. So that's probably been our strength, our strongest aspects of our play in that first half. Terry says the only thing in our favour was goal difference. Let's bang in 4 more and put City under a bit of pressure. Well, yeah, goal difference was massively. I mean, it's still in our favour by 3, but they do have a game in hand. And, you know, you can quite easily see them banging in 4 or 5 next week against West Ham, if not more. I can see us banging in 4 or 5 against Everton, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it, to see. Just to give you an update there, the Women's FA Cup final, of course, Andreas was there for us today. Has finished Manchester United 4, Tottenham 0. So still Tottenham can't win a trophy, even in the women's team, which is a shame, isn't it? So, yeah, that's that. Scored it 4-0. Wow, incredible. So Man United have won the FA Cup, the Women's FA Cup, for the first time. So there you go. Maybe Arsenal should have been in that final today, which would have been interesting, wouldn't it? Because we'd have had the 2 games on at the same time again, wouldn't we? Which has happened a few times recently. But anyway, it doesn't matter too much, I suppose. We didn't get there, did we? So nothing much we can say about that, is there? So let's see, anything going on that we need to know about at the moment. Of course, a little bit of news we had this week, didn't we? Jorginho signed a new contract, which they're saying is for one more season extended. So, you know, and I think that's a good decision. I think his experience is really important. I really do, and I think it's a good move to keep him at the club for the time being, isn't it? For another season, I think that's a good contract that they've done there. The club. So yeah, very happy with that. And yeah, let's see how that works out for him. But yeah, I like Jorginho. I think he's done a good job. I think when he's in the team, you can see the impact that he's made. He's had to play more this season due to the fact, obviously, that Thomas Partey's been out, and I think he's a good cover, isn't he? He's a very good cover for Thomas Partey. So yeah, I think it's a good bit of business by Arsenal. Some of the new contracts that we've offered over the last few years, you're thinking, I don't know, you know, Eddie Nketiah, for example, Mohamed El Neni. Why did we do that? But I think Jorginho is a sensible one. So yeah, well done the club for getting that sorted out, which I think was important, wasn't it? So let's see what the second half is going to bring here. But yeah, it was an average first half, let's be honest. Terry says, Martin Keown stood out to me with his shirt unbuttoned and sunglasses on. First time he's looked cool in his life. No, he always looks cool, Martin Keown, doesn't he? He always looks cool. He's a right dude, isn't he? We love Martin Keown, of course. What a fantastic Arsenal servant he was for so many years, wasn't he? Has he still got the most Premier League appearances for Arsenal? I think he might have, mightn't he? I think he holds a record for the most Premier League appearances for Arsenal. Or is it Ray Parlour? One of those two. Anyway, be up there, won't he, Martin Keown? Terry says, may as well bring back Paul Merson and Liam Brady as cover for Nelly and Rice. Well, yeah, not that they're ever going to play because those two never miss games, do they? But yeah, I mean, it's been. Actually, I've just seen in the studio there's Roy Keane and Wayne Rooney. Now, Wayne Rooney, of course, as we know, got sacked, didn't he, as Birmingham's manager, and Birmingham, of course, just got relegated out of the Championship. Be interesting to see what happens to Wayne Rooney, whether he gets another job at a big-ish club. I mean, Birmingham are a big-ish club, aren't they, for a Championship, certainly. But yeah, or will he just end up being in the media? He's got a very round face. He does look like Shrek, doesn't he, Wayne Rooney, bless him. He looks more like Shrek now than he did when he played. But anyway, he was a very good player, let's be honest, in his time. But he's maybe finding being a manager a little bit more difficult, isn't he? He may find that a bit more difficult. It's not an easy job, is it, being a manager? So yeah, he certainly struggled at Birmingham, didn't he? But are they thinking this might have been a penalty on Diallo there with the Thomas Partey challenge? They're showing it a few times here, so maybe they do think it might have been. I don't think it was it? Let's be honest. Terry says David O'Leary has the most. Now, David O'Leary's got the most appearances in total, but in the Premier League, don't forget David O'Leary only played one season in the Premier League, didn't he, for Arsenal? Didn't play much. So, in terms of Premier League, I think it's either Martin Keown or Ray Parlour. But yeah, David O'Leary's got the most in total, hasn't he? Over 700 games he played for Arsenal. But all of them, apart from the very few at the end, were in Division 1. Phil says most Premier League appearances. Is it Ray Parlour? Okay, Martin Keown's probably second, then, is he? He's got to be up there, hasn't he? Somewhere. Martin Keown, he must have made over 400 appearances for Arsenal. Martin Keown did. Fantastic. I mean, I think there's not much doubt that Bukayo Saka will probably beat that record, won't he? Eventually, when he gets there. Terry says yes, it's Pella. Yeah, no, maybe it is right. I knew it'd be one or the other of them. So yeah, that will do. But yeah, Keown's got to be up there, isn't he? Second, is he? He's got to be second. Come on, he must be. Anyway, that was not the greatest first half of football, let's be honest. It's a Man United team that obviously have got issues, and it's an Arsenal team that look a little bit nervy, but we've got the lead, and let's see what the second half brings, and hopefully it will bring another goal or two, because that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So we haven't won by more than 1-0 at Old Trafford in the league since 1979. January 1979, I think it was. And we won 2-0. I think Alan Sunderland scored both of those goals. I might be wrong. I'm sure he did. I'm sure someone will tell me if he didn't. But he did score. I'm sure Alan Sunderland scored both of those goals. We won 2-0. And since then, we've only won 6 times in the league at Old Trafford since 1979. And they've all been by 1-0 as well. And this one is currently 1-0. So I'm not sure whether that tells us that there's going to be no goals in the second half, or whether it tells us that that record is going to be broken, or it tells us that it's not going to finish 1-0 to Arsenal and Man United are going to get a result. Terry says, Saka won't beat it. He'll be at Real Madrid after next season. Nah, I don't think he will. If anyone's going to beat that record, it'll be Saka, won't it? He's the one the one to do it, I would have thought. But he's got to be coming up towards 200, hasn't he? Saka by now. He seems to play every single game. He's played every game for about 4 years. You know, that's only 200 games, isn't it? Straight away. Actually, how many games has Saka played for Arsenal? Let's have a look. He must have played hundreds, mustn't he? Let's be honest. Let's have a look, actually. Bukayo Saka, what a legend. So let's have a look then. Actually, he's played 169 in the Premier League for Arsenal and 225 in total. So there you go. And he's got 58 goals. And he's getting more and more each season. It's 20 this season, of course. 15 last season, 12 the season before. It's 5 seasons in a row now, or 4.5 seasons really, that he's played every single game virtually. Incredible. Really, isn't it? Incredible. So last 4 seasons he's played 30. This is in the Premier League: 32, 38, 38, and this season he's played 34 or 35. This is his 35th today, isn't it? That's incredible, isn't it? He's missed what? 6. He's missed 8 games in the Premier League in 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. Wow. Incredible consistency. And he's actually got 32 caps for England as well, and 11 goals, which is a good record, isn't it, for England? 1 in 3, that's decent, isn't it? For considering he's technically, I suppose, a winger, isn't he? If you want to call him that, but I suppose his record for Arsenal last 3 seasons is good as well, isn't it? So yeah, good stuff. But yeah, he'll probably be the one to beat the record if anybody's going to. It's not like players tend to stay at one club for very long anymore, do they? Like in the old days when you had your David O'Leary's and your Tony Adams and all those type of players who would stay, and Ray Parlour, of course. You don't really get anymore, do you? You know, players tend to move about a lot more. I mean, Declan Rice is one, isn't he? He stayed at West Ham for a long time, probably made 300, 200, 250, 300 appearances for West Ham, didn't he? And now he's come to Arsenal, and he's a sort of player that you could see staying at Arsenal for a long time, and he could potentially get a big number of appearances as well, couldn't he? But yeah, there's not too many. You look for our squad now, and you know, are any of them going to be staying for 8, 9, 10 years? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if too many of them will. Apart from potentially Rice and Saka. Martin Odegaard, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced about him that he would particularly. But anyway, don't forget to join me at about 7:30 on Talk TV this evening. We will be talking about this game, which hopefully is going to end in an Arsenal victory. But you know, we'll see. So that's going live on Talk TV, on YouTube, and obviously on TV, on the radio, and that will be at about 7:30, just after 7:30. We'll be there, looking back on this hopefully big win for Arsenal. But we'll see. The teams are coming back out now for the second half. And you do feel that Arsenal need this second goal, which we haven't managed to get in the league here at Old Trafford for a very long time. I was still at primary school the last time we won by more than 1-0 here. That's how long ago it was. So yes, a very, very long time ago. So we need to change that, don't we? And it's a great opportunity now, isn't it? 1-0 up at half time to go on and get a couple of more goals and seal the victory and put a little bit of pressure back on Manchester City going into that game on, is it Tuesday they're playing, isn't it? Tuesday night, which will be good. Nathan says Sky has so many breaks, it's unbearable. Yeah, I always wonder about this, right? Now, Sky charges a subscription, don't they? And I don't know how many subscribers they've got that pay about £100 a month, whatever it costs. I don't know even how much it costs now because I haven't subscribed to Sky for 20 odd years. But all that money they're getting from subscriptions, why do they need so much advertising revenue as well? I don't get it. I don't know. But yeah, they have far too many. It's not so many ad breaks. They just last forever, don't they? They literally have like 25 adverts in one. Yes, they can't have an ad break all the way through the first half and through the second half. But even so, yeah, it's far too much. And most of the adverts have a lot of betting adverts, aren't they, or shite like that? It's just ridiculous. Anyway, we are back off and underway in the second half. Arsenal are now attacking the goal to our right, which is this section where the Arsenal fans are gathered, and Manchester United are attacking the Stretford end. which is the end that they prefer attacking. They score more goals at that end of the ground here at Old Trafford. And they're going to need to score at least one in the second half to prevent Arsenal winning this game. Whereas, of course, Arsenal can go on and add a couple more to the total, which is what we all want to see. But whether or not we will or not, Arsenal have won all 17 games this season in the Premier League. We've led at half time. That's an impressive statistic, actually, isn't it? So it's certainly, while history of this fixture is certainly against Arsenal, the history of Arsenal being 1-0 up at half time in the Premier League this season is certainly against Manchester United now, isn't it? Because we've won every single game. So they've got a big job to do if they're going to end that record here this afternoon. And you don't feel as though they're good enough to do that, really, but who knows? Let's see what happens. Arsenal in possession out of inside the centre circle with Gabriel. Touches it off to Saliba, gets it back again, and now it's over on that far side. Declan Rice finds goal scorer Leandro Trossard. Terry says if our players want to win trophies, either they need to leave or we get rid of Arteta. Well, that may be the case, but we'll see. We could be top of the league tonight going into the last weekend of the season. Or the last week of the season, sorry. Man City do play in the week. And if they win that game, of course, they will go into the final day on top of the table. And we'd need West Ham to do us a favour that you wouldn't expect them to do. But football's a funny old game. Someone said that, didn't they? So you never know. But we need to win this game first anyway before we can even worry about anything else. Because if we don't, then all of that becomes a little bit irrelevant, doesn't it? Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward now on that far side. Trossard plays it forward. Declan Rice has made the run. But Casemiro comes across and takes the ball off him. That was better play from Casemiro, wasn't it? And now Manu. How you want to say it? I'm not sure. Nathan says West Ham are on the beach. Yeah, I mean, they are. A lot of teams are on the beach, aren't they? And, West Ham, obviously, they know David Moyes is going. He had his big send-off yesterday at the London Stadium. Do they really care about that game next week at Man City? Probably not. They've got nothing to play for, West Ham. And I'd be amazed if Man City don't win that game absolutely comfortably. Colonel's with us. How you doing, my friend? He says we need to wake up. Second half being average. Saka coming back gives us no outball, no control whatsoever. No, we haven't played particularly well, I agree. The Man United are coming forward again up this near side. Good play by Dalot. Actually goes past Saka quite easily. Pulls the ball back, but Thomas Partey's there. Oh, he slips over Thomas Partey inside the penalty area. And in the end, Arsenal just have to get the ball out for a throw. And again, Manchester United are causing us one or two little tense moments, aren't they? Good play by Dalot there. He skipped past Bukayo Saka a little bit too easily, actually. And he pulled the ball back. It was a decent pullback, actually, but Thomas Partey read it. It was looking for Højlund. In the end, Thomas Partey did slip over, but we managed to clear the ball away. Man United have started the second half on the front foot here, actually. Ball played up this near side. And they've played quite well, Man U, to be fair. A lot better. When I saw the team sheet earlier, I was almost thinking to myself, this is going to be embarrassing for Man U. But they've actually played a lot better than I thought they would have done. So, you have to give them credit for that, I suppose. But we've not been at our best at all, have we? We've been below par, it has to be said. Anyway, Casemiro chips that ball over to the far side. It's a good ball, actually. And it finds the dangerous Diallo coming forward again. He's had a really good game, hasn't he? Tomiyasu just pinched the ball off him, but Man United do keep possession. Now on this near side with Garnacho is going to go around the outside. Puts a decent cross in, actually. And in the end, Trossard's going to have to tidy this up and wins the goal kick for Arsenal. But good play again there by Garnacho on this near side. The Argentinian skipped past Ben White. He's gone past Ben White a couple of times today, hasn't he? And that was a good cross, actually. And had Højlund actually bothered to jump for it, he may have been able to get a header towards goal, but he didn't, and it wasn't to be. And we've played 5 minutes of the second half, and Arsenal haven't got going yet in the second half at all. It's been quite poor in actual fact. Anyway, the ball's now played up this near side to William Saliba. Now it is with Ben White. Again, many are pressing high now, pushing us back. It's gone all the way back to David Raya. He goes long up this near side. Kai Havertz wins the header, but nobody's near him. And it's run all the way through to Casemiro. And he just plays the ball forward to Amrabat. And to be honest, I think Erik ten Hag will be reasonably happy with how Man United have played in this game. Amrabat switch there of play. That's a good ball, actually. Goes all the way through. Again, it's with Diallo over on that far side. He's got Wan-Bissaka as an over. That wasn't a good ball that time, actually, but Wan-Bissaka does manage to keep possession for Manchester United. Remember when Arsenal was supposed to have been trying to sign him when he was at Crystal Palace? Anyway, Man United coming forward again with Diallo, but Declan Rice breaks that particular attack up. Arsenal almost playing themselves into trouble, actually. He's now back with David Raya. Colonel says another player with pace causing Ben White problems, need proper fullbacks. A Tyreek Mitchell and Gay would be perfect. Yeah, Tyreek Mitchell's a very good player, I agree. Although I think he's a left back, isn't he? As opposed to a right back. But anyway, I agree. Ben White's not a right back, is he? He's not a fullback. He's a central defender. And although he's played well at right back, you're absolutely right. When he's up against pace, and it's the same on the left side, isn't it? I agree as well. We struggle a bit on against pace on both wings, and unfortunately though, what Mikel Arteta wants, he doesn't want fullbacks who can defend as fullbacks, because he's had left backs and right backs that can do that. You know, people like Tierney, for example, and he's got rid of him because he wants fullbacks to do a different job. You know, he wants the Zinchenko kind of fullback, doesn't he? And he thinks as though, you know, when he, you know, so the fullbacks move into midfield or gives an option now, then one of the midfield players drops back and we defend like that, don't we? Which it's worked, but yes, it's going to get exposed against certain opposition and certain players. Of course it is. And you're right. People with pace do cause us problems, do cause Ben White problems because he isn't the quickest. Anyway, Man United have got a throw in on this near side. Or is it a free kick? It's a free kick taken quickly. They want to get on with it, Man. You don't know in the second half. They certainly haven't given this game up, have they? They certainly haven't gone on holiday, even though they've got the FA Cup final to come. Oh, but that's a poor ball there by Amrabat. Looking for Mainu, who was on his heels there, and it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on the near side. Anyway, Højlund, for all his good play, has only had one touch inside the Arsenal penalty area in this game so far. But he's having to drop deeper, isn't he, to get the ball and to get involved. But he's had one touch inside the penalty. Was that shot, maybe that he had that went over the bar? Or was it outside the box? I can't remember. But anyway, obviously, if you're a centre forward, you want to be having touches inside the box a lot more, don't you? That's where you want to be doing your work. And you want to be getting some reward for, you know, he's working hard, but he wants to be getting some reward, I'm sure. And that means, you know, having opportunities created for him. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now on the far side with Gabriel. He finds Tomiyasu. He plays it back to Thomas Partey. Just sitting in front of the defence there. Thomas Partey has done all game. He would have been one of the players who played in that 1-0 win in the COVID season here, wouldn't it? When Aubameyang scored that penalty. Might be too many left. I don't think there's anyone left, is there, that played in that game apart from Thomas Partey potentially. Did Thomas Partey play in that game? I can't remember if he did actually. I know Nini did. Anyway, Saka now has got the ball on this near side. Saka might have played actually, mightn't he, that one? I can't remember now. Can't remember who played. It seems like a long time ago, but in reality, it's not maybe as long as we think. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now on his near side does well, and he finds Bukayo Saka in field. Saka goes around the outside, plays it in to Ben White inside the area. Shot comes in. Oh, it's a great block actually there from Wan-Bissaka. It was Declan Rice. Now Trossard again over on the far side, plays it in towards the near post, and this time Manchester United managed to clear it away. Saka was looking to get that second goal. He has scored on this stadium before for Arsenal. in that 3-2 defeat a couple of seasons ago. Arsenal now finally getting some attacking play in this second half. 10 minutes played, and first time we've really come forward. Certainly hasn't been a vintage Arsenal performance, has it, by any means? Anyway, Thomas Partey now plays the ball up his near side to Bukayo Saka, who's a good ball. Saka cuts in field, finds Leandro Trossard, but the ball just ran behind him a little bit. United have picked it up again, but that's a poor clearance actually forward by Manu, and Bukayo Saka's in possession on this near side, and now he's won the corner for Arsenal. 56 minutes on the clock. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1. And Arsenal looking for that second goal that you do feel would be the clincher, wouldn't it? It would be the goal that would seal the win here for Arsenal. And is it going to come from this corner by Bukayo Saka? We've been dangerous from set pieces, haven't we, this season? Is this going to be another big moment? Saka's ball towards the near post. It's flicked on by William Saliba, but it's onto the roof of the Manchester United net. And it's going to be a goal kick. Don't forget to join me tonight on Talk TV at just after 7:30. We'll be talking about this game. Obviously, there'll be a Manchester United view as well. So join me for that. It should be good. Always enjoy going on that show with Mark Saggers. Always enjoyable. Man United coming forward again up this near side. Garnacho having a run at the Arsenal defence. Is inside the penalty area. Oh, what a tackle that was, by the way. Is that William Saliba? That was outstanding, that. Brilliant tackle that was. And Arsenal looking to come forward again. That was a great tackle there from William Saliba again. Ben White's nowhere near Garnacho. And then William Saliba there inside the penalty of a brilliant tackle there. Just looked as though Garnacho was going to maybe go through and get a shot away. That was brilliant defending there from Saliba. Once again, Ben White caught out by the pace of Garnacho. He's got a rather annoying little bit of hair sticking up at the back, hasn't he, William Saliba? So he's actually annoying me. I don't know if he needs to be just pushed down or whatever it is, or maybe it's meant to be like that. I don't know, but it's a little bit annoying. The back of his head anyway. It was a great tackle there from Saliba. It really was. Because if you time that wrong, it's in the box and there's trouble. And if he didn't make the tackle at all, then, Garnacho is probably going to get a shot away and could well have caused us a lot more problems there. So, yeah. Again, we've been exposed in wide areas. And they do have some pace, Man United, about them, don't they? Going forward. Terry says, this is like watching EastEnders. Not a lot of point, no plot, but you don't mind walking away to make a coffee. Yeah, not much is happening, is it? It's a very, very... When you look at how many, intense games there's been between these two teams over the years, this one's very, very tame, isn't it? It's very tame. Arsenal look as though maybe do we deep down think the league's gone? Are we playing a little bit like that? Man United have got the cup final on their mind a little bit, but maybe some of these players are playing for a place in the cup final team, because one or two of them have stepped up and played well, I think, today. We've been very, very flat. And, yeah, this game certainly is nowhere near one. Saka's been really poor today, actually, I have to say. Really poor. He's just given the ball away again and then conceded a free kick out of sheer frustration. He has been very, very poor. And he's not the only one, to be fair. No Arsenal players really stepped up their performance today. I thought Thomas Partey has done pretty well. But other than that, we've not been great, have we? Man United coming forward again. Bringing the ball forward is Man who actually finds Diallo over on that far side. He's probably been Man United's best player in this game, possibly the best player on the pitch in many ways. But unless Man United win the game, he's not going to win that particular trophy, is he? Anyway, the ball's playing up this near side to Garnacho. He's had more and more influence longer this game's gone on. That's really good play from Garnacho, but the shot has been curled wide. And two Arsenal players got in each other's way. I think it was Saka and Ben White. And suddenly, as a result of that, it opened up there for Garnacho. He'll be really disappointed with that finish because that is a really poor effort. It's gone high and wide into the Stretford end when really he should be at least hitting the target, making David Raya make a save. But yeah, I think it was Saka and Ben White got in each other's way there, and suddenly it just opened up in front of Garnacho. And he really didn't make the most of it, did he? But the Man United fans in the stadium are getting behind their team. I think they're appreciating the fact that, you know, their team are giving this a go. They are giving it a go, you have to say. They're playing pretty well. And Arsenal have been pretty poor, actually. Anyway, Man United are now coming forward again with a lot of pace. There's a ball again to Garnacho. He's having more and more impact on this game, isn't he? But he just slips over there. And the ball's run behind for a goal kick. Just lost his foot in there, didn't he, at a crucial moment there, Garnacho. And while he's got the sort of face that wants to be slapped, he's actually playing pretty well, isn't he? He's causing us a lot of problems, the Argentinian. And you do feel as though if Arsenal don't get the second goal, then this game certainly isn't safe and won. We just can't keep the ball. We just cannot get hold of the ball in the attacking third of the pitch. We just can't. Every time it's going forward, it's coming straight back. And you do sense a Man United equaliser is coming. You just sense it. You can feel it. And you could say, on the overall balance of the play, they probably deserve it. But as things stand, we are still 1-0 up. We are still top of the table. But it's a very, very shaky lead at this moment in time, isn't it? Absolutely it is. Anyway, let's see what's going to happen in the remainder of this game. 62 minutes on the clock. Still no changes from either manager. Who's going to be first to lay their cards on the table here and make a change or two to try and change the pattern of this game? Because so far it's all Manchester United possession. Arsenal just can't get the ball. But to be fair, Arsenal defended pretty well. They haven't had any shots on our goal still. They still haven't had a shot on target, Manchester United, after 62 minutes. But it's a far from comfortable Arsenal lead. And you do feel as though anything could happen in the remaining 27.5 minutes that remain. Is Man United in possession at the moment with Mainu, who's done well. Plays the ball out to that far side to Diallo. Full of tricks, isn't he? But this time he just touches the ball back to Mainu. It's played into the box now, but Thomas Partey gets a foot in with it, and it's only come to Garnacho on this near side. The cross comes in. Not a great cross, actually. William Saliba should be able to deal with that. And then Saka completes the clearance. But again, Kai Havertz up there on his own. He's got no support. He just can't get the ball. Garnacho's in behind again here on this near side. He's going to have a run at Ben White. Saka's across this time to help out. Saka's done well. Brings the ball away. And then plays it forward. But again, Manchester United just winning it straight back. We just cannot keep the ball at all in this second half. Casemiro plays it forward. We're giving Man United all the incentive they need to try to get this equaliser here. And Højlund there loses out there. Now Declan Rice can bring the ball forward for Arsenal. Trossard now over on that far side. His goal seems a very long time ago, doesn't it? We've played 64 minutes here at Old Trafford. It is still Man United nil, Arsenal 1. Trossard now coming forward. There was a slip there by Wan-Bissaka. The ball falls to Ødegaard inside the penalty area. Tries a shot. Anana saves it. And that's our first effort at goal in the second half. And we've played, nearly 20 minutes. That was good play from Trossard. A slip from Wan-Bissaka and suddenly it opened up. Nice little flick there from Kai Havertz. And Ødegaard's shot was comfortable in the end for Anana. Terry says, well, we've had a shot. Yeah, the first one of the second half. And maybe it's given us a little bit of confidence now to come forward again. Bukayo Saka bringing the ball for Arsenal now. Finds Trossard. Thinks the ball towards Saka, but it's headed out well by Johnny Evans, who's actually done all right for a veteran defender in the Premier League. And Man United again trying to come forward. That's nice play in midfield. But Arsenal win the ball, but not for long. We've given it straight back again to Manchester United. Colonel says, so invested I can't stop watching, but so worried I want to switch it off. No, I understand that, yeah. Anyway, Garnacho again with a cross all the way across the goal. Again, Man United don't have anybody inside the 6-yard box that got on the end of it. And it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. He maybe put too much fizz on that cross, didn't he, Garnacho? But again, he's causing problems to Arsenal. Every time he gets the ball, you're worried about what might happen. He goes past Ben White far too easily there. That's actually a decent ball. McTominay's gone down inside the penalty area. Not sure he was touched at all. Arsenal are making a change here. It's the goal scorer's going off. Leandro Trossard, he hasn't really had much impact, has he, since the goal? In fact, probably only won about 4 or 5 touches of the ball he's had all game. He did almost create a chance just a moment ago for Martin Odegaard, but he's not had much impact in this game, and he's going off. And it's going to be Gabriel Martinelli to come on down that left-hand side. 65 minutes, so halfway through this second half. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1 is still the score. But Arsenal have been really poor in this second half. Tomiyasu is going to take this throw over on that far side. So Martinelli, it's Arteta who's made the first change. And it's Martinelli coming on for the goal scorer. Is he going to have an impact? He's not been in great form, has he, lately? Gabriel Martinelli, not really been playing that much. And when he has played, he's not really made much impact, has he? Let's see if he can get his form back in the remainder of this game, maybe get a second goal, which would certainly seal the victory, you feel. Anyway, Arsenal are in possession now with Ben White on this near side, plays it back. There's not much movement ahead of him, is there? There's not much movement at all in the attacking sense from Arsenal. And Man United are pressing us back and pressing us back. Now Gabriel's going to go long up that far side, looking for Kai Havertz again, who's hardly had a touch in the second half. But he hardly had a touch in the first half, did he really? But he did set up the goal. Anyway, Man United coming forward again. They're finding a lot of spaces in midfield, aren't they? Amrabat plays it up this near side again to Garnacho. Lovely skill from him. He gets past Ben White again. Surely it's only a matter of time till we take Ben White off, because he's getting absolutely roasted on this near side. Johnny Evans now for Manchester United. Everyone's in front of the Arsenal penalty area. Casemiro over shot from distance, but it's straight into the arms of David Raya. And another, is that their first shot on target? I think it might well be. Casemiro it was. He hit it well enough, but it was always going to be a comfortable save for the goalkeeper there. Kyril says, literally United 2 OAPs at centre-half, and we're struggling. Yeah, no, we are. We are struggling indeed. It's the midfield seems to be the issue, doesn't it? We're getting overrun a little bit in midfield today. We've been quite poor in that particular aspect of the game. And then when we do get the ball forward, Kai Havertz has got absolutely no one near him usually. And it's just coming straight back. Anyway, Declan Rice has tried to switch it up this near side. It's a good take from Bukayo Saka running at Diego Dalot. Can he get to the line? He does, but his cross is deflected behind. Good defending by the Portuguese fullback for Manchester United. It's a corner though to Arsenal. Our first corner of the second half. And man, I've got another player down injured on the pitch. In fact, I think it's Amad Diallo again. Maybe it's a recurrence of that injury that he picked up in the first half. It'd be good news for Arsenal if he has to go off, because he's been a threat. And in fact, I think he is going off. It's going to be Anthony to come on for Diallo. And he has scored, of course, a big goal against Arsenal before. I think Christian Eriksen may well be coming on as well. So Amad Diallo's going off. That injury that he picked up in the first half has obviously not healed sufficiently. And is that going to put him out of the FA Cup final? Who knows? But his day is done. A decent game, though, didn't he, by Diallo? You have to say. Certainly in that first half, he caused us a lot of problems. And now it's Anthony, who, of course, recently scored his first Premier League goal of the season, didn't he? He's going to get 20-odd minutes here to have an impact in this game. I'll say he's had an impact against Arsenal before, but he's a corner to Arsenal when we get going again. So Anthony's first job is going to be to do some defending, although he's just standing on the edge, well, by the penalty spot on his own at the moment. And William Saliba's hair is actually annoying me a little bit at the back. Anyway, Saka's played the corner short to Odegaard. Saka again plays it to the edge of the box. Declan Rice thought about a shot, but in the end plays it back to Odegaard on this near side. And that short corner hasn't really worked, has it? Saka now, they might get a cross in. Good play, though, from Amrabat. Strong there he was, the Moroccan. And then Saka's fouled him. And that sums up Saka's game for me. He's been quite poor today, Bukayo Saka. And he gets himself a yellow card, the first yellow card of the game. And you have to say he probably deserved that as well. I don't think it's just for that one foul. He's made a couple of silly fouls. Just frustration. He's not had a great game at all. He's not had any impact whatsoever. And that was a pretty poor foul that Nathan's there laughing at Saka. Yeah, that was pretty poor, wasn't it? He got bullied off the ball and then committed a silly foul. Anyway, Man United coming forward again, looking for Garnacho up this near side. That was better from Ben White. He's okay when the ball's in the air. It's when he's got someone running at him. When he's had Garnacho running at him in particular is where he struggled today. Into the last 20 minutes, it is still 1-0, and it has been a really poor Arsenal second half. Oh, it may not have just given a ball away. There was Amrabat, but again, Arsenal can't really take advantage of it. We've given it away ourselves. But now we might be able to get forward with Martinelli over on that far side, and then Amrabat comes across and wins the ball back to make up for his earlier mistake. And it is going to be a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. Mikel Arteta not looking particularly happy, is he? And he won't be happy with his performance. It's been really bad, really, really bad from Arsenal this second half. And the first half wasn't really great, was it? We luckily managed to get away. We've given the ball away. Anthony's picked it up. He's going to run at this Arsenal defence. Is he going to try and get a shot away? He does get a shot away, but it's straight into the arms of Anana there. Into the arms of David Raya. But a good run that was from Anthony there, the substitute for Manchester United. And he did pretty well there, didn't he? But the finish was poor. And that's another Man United attack comes on. Again, Arsenal losing the ball in midfield. We have really been overrun in midfield in this game. And Anthony there, we could have maybe passed it to Garnacho. Maybe he should have passed it to Garnacho, actually. That might have been a better option. But you know what Anthony's like. He's in a little world of his own, isn't he? The Brazilian. But Arsenal have got a throw over on that far side. Tomiyasu is going to take it. He throws it up that line. It's not a great throw, is it? It's gone behind. Well, another one, though, to Arsenal. Erik ten Hag is chatting to one of his coaches there. Is he thinking of making another change, potentially, for Manchester United? You look on the bench and you think, well, it's probably only really Christian Eriksen that can come on for them, isn't it? That's how weak their squad is. And yet, they've been the better team in this game against a full-strength Arsenal team, really. Full-strength Arsenal squad, and we've been second best for much of this game. We've just lost the ball again. Kobe Mainu then finds it over on that far side. Anthony Mainu gets it back, finds Amrabat. Is he going to try a shot from distance? He does. He slips as he hits it, and it's deflected. And Tomiyasu can clear that away. Again, Kai Havertz can't keep the ball, and it's going to go all the way back to Anana. And I don't know what the possession stats are in the second half, but Man United have dominated it, absolutely dominated it. But that's a poor ball forward. Actually, it's going to run through to David Raya. And it's actually going to be Kambwala's coming on. Willy Kambwala, who's a defender, actually, for Manchester United. So not quite sure what the thinking is behind that one. But anyway, young defender's coming on, a young French defender for Manchester United. Unless there's an injury, perhaps. Anyway, Saka tries to bring the ball forward. But again, Arsenal have given it away in midfield. And that's been the problem in this game for Arsenal. Anyway, Kobe Mainu now is in possession. Plays it forward to Scott McTominay. He touches it off on this near side to Dallo. And now Garnacho again, skip past Ben White. Tries to get a cross in. It's deflected by Thomas Partey, I think it was. And Garnacho has been the bright spark for Man United in this game, you have to say. It was maybe Amal Diallo in that first half, but the longer the game's gone on, the more and more impact Garnacho has had. Anyway, Johnny Evans is going off. Is he injured? The old man of Manchester United. And it's going to be Kambwala is coming on, Willy Kambwala, and he's going to play alongside Casemiro. So that's an unusual partnership, isn't it? Nathan says Garnacho has White in his back pocket. He does, yeah. Every time White's looking stupid, isn't he? Just running past him for fun. Anyway, that ball switched there by Casemiro over on that far side. Tomiyasu wins the header. And in fact, it's a foul by Anthony, who says he's innocent, but he's never innocent, is he? Let's be honest. And with 15 minutes to play here at Old Trafford, it is still Man United 0, Arsenal 1. And yes, ultimately the result is what is going to be remembered and all that's going to matter. But the performance here today has been poor. It's been poor, you have to say. Especially the second half has been really poor. But we are still hanging on to this lead, grimly hanging on at times. It's been, we've got a free kick over on that far side, just outside the penalty area. David Raya is going to take this. He goes long up that far side. Again, it's a Man United head. I think it was Wan-Bissaka that won that, and Arsenal just still can't get possession in the final third. We've had one shot at goal in this second half, and that was a fairly tame effort, you have to say, from Martin Ødegaard. Terry says, we'll be all right now. The Wally with the brolly is giving some team. Yeah, there was Steve McLaren was just down there on the touchline. Of course, he's back on the coaching staff at Manchester United. He's had a strange career, hasn't he? And Qualaba there does really well, actually, against Kai Havertz, and Man United can again bring the ball forward. You have to say they've been the much better team in this game. They really have. Phil says, we make Man U look good. We have made Man U look good, but they're just giving the ball away to Bukayo Saka on this near side. But that's a poor ball again. Really, really poor ball again. And we are going to pay for this surely at some stage in this game. It's Scott McTominay bringing it forward, finds Garnacho inside the penalty area. Garnacho again goes around Ben White, fires into the side netting. If anybody's going to score for Man U, it's going to be him. The Argentinian has been magnificent on this near side, and Ben White just doesn't know what day of the week it is. Poor play from Arsenal in the first place, though. Saka it was, gave the ball away. McTominay broke forward, found Garnacho. He's gone around the outside of Ben White again, got the shot away, but it's into the side net, and the angle was quite tight, actually. He banged it with his left foot, and I think David Raya had that covered anyway. But he is causing us a lot of problems, and we are hanging on. Arsenal fans looking at their watch. Well, I can tell you there is 13 minutes of normal time to play, and you do feel as though the goal for Man United is going to be coming sooner rather than later. We just have been so poor in the second half. We're just giving the ball away again. That was William Saliba that time, but he has managed to get it back and giving it to goalkeeper David Raya. Now it's Gabriel. We just need to slow things down a little bit, show some calmness. That's one thing we haven't shown. We've been panicky in the second half, absolutely panicky. And yes, the circumstances of the league and how important the win is are playing a part. Of course they are. Anyway, we are coming forward now on that far side. Gabriel Martinelli. Be just like Arsenal to score a second on the counter-attack, wouldn't it? Martinelli inside the box. Is this going to be the moment? The shot comes in. Oh, good save from Onana. Tipped it over the bar. And almost a second goal there. Gabriel Martinelli. Decent run it was from this far side. Cutting field. He's always going to stick it on his right foot, isn't he? And he did that there. He turned Wan-Bissaka inside out. And, oh, that's a really good save, actually. Wow. That is a great save there. He put his arm out there. It looked like it had beaten him. That's an instinctive save from Onana. Really good save. Otherwise, it's 2-0 and game over, you feel. But that's a decent save there. It was maybe close enough to him to make him be able to make it, but good save. And that might prove to be important for Man United. It's a corner to Arsenal, but Bukayo Saka is going to take this on the near side. And a good chance to maybe get that second goal now from what has been a really poor second half performance from Arsenal. Saka's corner towards the near post, headed out though by Manchester United, headed back though by Declan Rice to Saka again on his near side. Can he line up the cross? He's going to go around the outside of Amrabat. He's going to get to the byline. Good defending though from Manchester United, and Onana manages to get the ball and rolls it out. And Man United, they're looking to come forward themselves. Suddenly the game's opened up a little bit, hasn't it? Garnacho again. Oh, he skips past Martin Ødegaard this time. Garnacho, he's going to get into the penalty area. What's the cross like? It's gone in towards the near post. It's deflected behind by Ben White, who is absolutely struggling here. He's looking across to the bench there, Ben White, as if to say, please save me from this nightmare. Anyway, Saka's now gone down with an injury behind the goal at the other end of the pitch. It's going to be a corner to Manchester United, and Saka is struggling here. Ben White is struggling as well. He's a corner to Manchester United, though, so we've got some defending to do. But Saka's off the pitch, so they won't stop the game. This corner comes in from Garnacho towards the edge of the penalty. David Red just gets a touch on it. And now Martinelli can bring the ball clear. Can he for Manchester United? No, he can't. That's a good tackle actually by Wan-Bissaka. And he kind of loses his way a little bit there. Gives the ball away to Declan Rice. And it's played over the top again, looking for Martinelli in behind Manu here. And Martinelli with 10 minutes to play has got to the corner flag to try and hold the ball up. A little bit early for that, my friend. And he has won a corner though for Arsenal. And he's trying to get the Arsenal fans lifted as well. And is Saka going to be okay or not? He is back on the pitch, having received some treatment there behind the goal. But that's how Arsenal are going to be dangerous. Saka is limping. And he's gone down again, Saka. And the referee's saying he's stopping his watch. Absolutely, of course he's stopping his watch. I mean, Saka was off the pitch. He's come back on. Nathan says, what on earth did he say at half-time? Well, I don't know what he said at half-time. Anyway, Gabriel Jesus looks like he's going to come on for Saka. And Saka's had a terrible game anyway. And now he's injured. So his terrible day is just getting worse. It was just with that bit of play there when he tried to pull it back. And he's got caught and then he's flown over into the advertising hoardings behind the goal. In fact, he just got clipped on his Achilles actually by Amrabat. And that's what's ended his game. And that's a sore one that it might have ended his season potentially. Anyway, Saka's going off and the referee is making sure he goes off a little bit quicker than he wants to. And it is Gabriel Jesus who's going to come on probably down this right-hand side where he's played before. And it is a corner though to Arsenal. So after all of that, Arsenal have got a corner which Martin Ødegaard is going to take on this near side, of course, in the absence of Saka, who normally takes them, doesn't he? Ben White is now inside at the goal. Is he going to try and disturb Onana, which is his little tactic, isn't it? It's going to be the corner though from Martin Ødegaard at the near post. Oh, good save again from Onana, actually. I don't know if it came off a Man United head in actual fact, but he done well, the Man United goalkeeper. Now it's back to Declan Rice. He's going to line up a shot from distance. He does. Onana makes another save. And suddenly Arsenal come into life in the attacking end of the pitch. In at the closing stages here. That was Declan Rice there from about 25 yards, curling it. It was going in. He made a bit of a meal of that, the goalkeeper, didn't he? It's a good save, but I mean, it was a fairly comfortable save in the end. And he's made a bit of a drama of it, diving full length to his left to push it round the post. Another corner though to Arsenal, which Martin Ødegaard is going to take him into the last 7.5 minutes here at Old Trafford. Corner into the near post, headed out again by Manchester United, headed back in by Gabriel Jesus. His first touch, I think it might have been. And Man United again trying to win the ball, and in the end Saliba hooks it out for a throw on this near side to Manchester. Oh, his head seems to have been put back in place now at the back. That looks better, doesn't it? Anyway, it's going to be a throw to Manchester United. Anyway, that headed it was actually Wan-Bissaka with the flick, and Onana had to make a save from his own player. Anyway, Man United coming forward again into the last 7 minutes here at Old Trafford. There's going to be some stoppage time. We know there will be. There won't be actually loads and loads. You're looking at 4 minutes, maybe 5. The fact is at Old Trafford and they're losing maybe 7, but probably not that many. Anyway, Man United in possession again with Casemiro. And you have to say they deserve a point, Man United, in this game. I don't think there's much doubt about that. We can't really argue too much. They definitely deserve a point from this game, but time's running out for them. Can Arsenal hang on for the 3 points that we so desperately need? Man United are in possession over on that far side with Anthony. Now it's with Wan-Bissaka. And Manchester United still in possession. They've only had 2 very tame efforts on target in this game, both in the second half. But they've played some neat and tidy football. They've worked the wings well, especially this near side in the second half on the left with Garnacho. So far, they haven't really looked like scoring, Man United, even though they probably do deserve a goal. And they're coming forward again. Amrabat finds Anthony over on that far side, gets it back. Amrabat. He plays it over to that far side again. Kobe Mainoo plays it into Anthony. Man United are patient here over on that far side. Kobe Mainoo now has done well. Can he get the cross in? No, he can't. He plays it back. The boys fight into the box this time, but cleared away by Gabriel. And Arsenal got nobody anywhere near the halfway line. And Onana comes all the way out of his goal. and plays it in to the substitute Cabwala, who's actually done okay since he came on. He made one brilliant tackle on Kai Havertz, didn't he? Arsenal have finally won the ball back in midfield, probably for the first time in this game. In fact, the referee's going to stop the game because there's 2 injuries over on that far side. It's Tomiyasu and Mainu there. They came together. I think Tomiyasu won the ball. It certainly wasn't a foul. But both players have gone down with an injury. We're going to get some more injury time there into the last 5 minutes. Or it was a clash of knees. All they're painful, them, aren't they? If anybody's ever played football and been involved in a clash of knees, it's a sore one, isn't it? And that is going to be a sore one for both players. Tomiyasu looks as though he's come out of this slightly better, and Mainu is still down. But it's going to add to the stoppage time that we get. So maybe we will get 7 minutes now. Maybe we will get 7 minutes after all. And Mainu may not be able to continue either. I'm not sure who they bring on. Christian Eriksen potentially. In fact, may not be making 3 subs. Christian Eriksen is one of them. Ethan Wheatley is another one. And Amari Fosun as well. It's actually pouring down with rain now at Old Trafford. It was very, very sunny, wasn't it? But it is Manchester. What do you expect? One of the wettest cities in England in more ways than one. Anyway, it is Kobe Mainu who's probably going to go off. Is he or is he not? He's going to try and run it off. They're going to maybe let him see if he can run it off. Instead, it's going to be Amrabat is going off for Christian Eriksen. So maybe they're going to go for it now. So there may be a chance for Arsenal to get the second goal, maybe. Amrabat, who's done a decent job there protecting the defence today. And Christian Eriksen's going on. And it is going to be Wan-Bissaka going off, actually. So Wan-Bissaka is going off. And Forson's going on. And Højlund's going off for Wheatley. So 3 substitutions there for Manchester United. Terry says, bloody climate change. Well, the climate has changed. It's changing this game from being sunny a few moments ago to absolutely chucking it down with rain. It's not raining here, actually, which is good. Anyway, Højlund is now going off for Manchester. I didn't really get any service, did he? Worked hard in that first half, but the youngster, Ethan Wheatley, is going to go and play up front instead in these closing, 3 minutes of normal time plus stoppage time, which may well now be 6 or 7 minutes. Anyway, Reyes clearance has almost charged down. And again, Arsenal can't win the ball, can't keep the ball. It's just hopeful punts forward. And this has been a really, really poor performance from Arsenal today. But it may well end in a rare victory at Old Trafford. Only what would be a 3rd victory here since 2007. And that's flicked on now. And there's an offside there. It was Anthony that flicked it on. And it's been given as offside. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal as we come down towards the closing stages of this game. Is it going to end with that goal by Leandro Trossard midway through the first half? Is that going to be the decisive moment in this game? We never thought it would be at the time, did we? We expected there to be more goals in this game. It's been very nervy, and Arsenal are grimly hanging on to this lead. Phil says, clinging on here, I'm so nervous. Well, we are clinging on. Yeah, exactly, we are. It's been so poor now, isn't it? Second half, we've been so poor. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now tries to thread the ball through. Declan Rice pulls it back. Oh, it's going to be a second goal now for Arsenal. No, it isn't. It's cleared away. It looked like a chance there for Martinelli to get that second goal, which would have sealed it. We're into the last minute of the 90. And Arsenal might well just go to the corner flag. Gabriel Jesus it is. And actually, he's had the ball taken off him there, and it's a goal kick. That's really poor play. That is from Gabriel Jesus. And yes, Arsenal are hanging on. We're going to find out how much stoppage time there'll be as we are coming up towards the 90-minute mark. It's been a very, very nervy Arsenal performance today. Certainly in this second half. Christian Eriksen now for Man United plays the ball forward. And again, it is another Man United attack. Casemiro plays up this near side to Anthony's come over on the left-hand side now. He maybe fancies his chances against Ben White. Garnacho plays it in field. He's then taken out. It looked like it would have been a free kick, but the referee has now stopped the play. It's an injury to Garnacho. I'm not sure the referee's given a free kick for this. Garnacho's gone down. He's being helped to his feet by Anthony, the two South Americans there. I mean, it is a foul by Jesus there. He's blocked him off. Should be a free kick, actually. Not sure if it was given as a free kick, was it? No, it's not, because he's going to give a drop ball. I mean, he's lucky to get away with that, Jesus, because it would have been a dangerous free kick as well. But the referees just dropped the ball back to Man United. They were in possession at the time. But we were lucky there. That should have been a free kick, actually. And it would have been in a dangerous area as well. Anyway, we're into, there's going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time. I'm always quite close on with stoppage time, actually. And I wasn't far off, not far off today. Anyway, it is Man United still in possession. So we've got 6 minutes to hang on here for the victory. But it's been far from convincing, this from Arsenal. In fact, it's been the complete opposite of convincing. It's been really, really poor. Anyway, Man United coming forward again over on that far side. Oh, that's nice play. What's the cross like? It's in towards the near post. And David Raya there holds on. And Arsenal are making 2 defensive substitutions. Jorginho and Kiwior. If anything summed up Mikel Arteta, it's these 2 substitutions, isn't it? With 5 minutes of stoppage time remaining. He's going to shore up the defence even more. You know, Gabriel Jesus now on his near side. And he's lost the ball. And we've lost the ball all over the pitch in this game. Man United coming forward now with Scott McTominay. He's run into trouble there now. And Thomas Partey just kicks the ball out. It's a free kick again to Manchester United. Colonel says, please hang on. Ultimately, it's not going to make a lot of difference, is it, to the title race, I don't think. But, yeah, we need to hang on. Anyway, the 2 substitutions are coming on now. Jorginho and Kiwior. It's always a risk, isn't it, making defensive substitutions. Martin Odegaard's going off. He didn't have a great game today. Thomas Partey's going off. He did a decent job in front of that defence, but not great, is it? Martin Odegaard, again, is being sacrificed. And Kiwior and Jorginho are coming on to shut up shop. We're just going to get deeper and deeper, aren't we? Rajendra says in this game, Saka's been blocked off many times. He was poor today, Saka, really poor. Gabriel T says defend. Yeah, well, we're going to have to defend. That's all we want to do now. We're not even trying to do anything else. Although now we have got an opportunity for a counter attack. But Martinelli instead goes back to Tomiyasu. And that's a long ball played forward. Are we going to get the second goal now with Martinelli? No, we're not. That's good defensive play again by Manchester United. And now they've got a counter attacking opportunity here. It's with Garnacho again on his near side. What a game he's had. And he tries a shot, but it's going to go wide. And he's claiming it was deflected. I don't think it was. There was no Arsenal defender in front of him, mate. Who's it got deflected off? Again, though, he's made Ben White look really stupid. He's gone past him far too easily. I don't quite know what he's appealing for there, Garnacho. It was quite clearly a goal kick. Or was he appealing for a foul? He was pushed a little bit after the ball had gone. But it's not a free kick. It is a goal kick. We're into the 93rd minute. There's some very nervy Arsenal faces behind the goal at the other end. Not surprisingly, but are we going to make it 7 1-0 victories in a row at Old Trafford in the league since 1979? That he actually only scored at, we've won by at this ground in the league for a very long time, and we're getting close to another 1-0 win here. In fact, David Ray has just been booked for time wasting. He has taken a long time over that goal kick, to be fair. And he's got himself a yellow card. And now he's going to take the goal kick long, deep into the Manchester United half. But again, they pick up possession, looking for Garnacho on this near side. And he's managed to win a throw, is he, for Manchester United, off Ben White. And if you're giving a man of the match or a player of the match today, although Arsenal are going to win this game, but you feel surely Garnacho is going to be in the running here. Mark C says, how much added time? Well, there's going to be more now, you would imagine, because there's been some stoppages in stoppage time. Anyway, Man United are in possession. Christian Eriksen, Arsenal's got everybody behind the ball. We're just going to try and defend and see this out. Can we manage to do it? Christian Eriksen puts a ball in. We've got 2 deflections, actually. And in the end, Arsenal can get it clear with Gabriel Jesus to Kai Havertz. And he's tackled fairly as well. There's a good tackle on him, actually. And now Anthony's coming forward, but maybe runs... His legs go quicker than his brain sometimes. Garnacho now, again, is causing Ben White some problems. Manages to get the cross in towards the near post. Man United have nobody there, and David Raya dives on the ball, and he's going to have to be careful though because he's just been booked for time wasting. We've played 5 of the 6 minutes, and Arsenal are going to probably win this game. But you have to say, I don't think we've played as badly as this in the whole of 2024 in the Premier League. This has been our worst performance for quite some time, and it's just a matter of trying to hang on for a victory against the Man United, understrength Man United team who have rose to the occasion today, and they've played well. In fact, they've given William Saliba player of the match because Arsenal are winning. You would imagine that's the reason why. But should Garnacho get a dramatic late equaliser, then they might have to change their mind. Anthony's just won the ball well. It is with Garnacho again. Plays it back to Casemiro. Will Man United get one more chance? There's 15 seconds of stoppage time remaining. It's with Anthony now on this near side. Man United have flooded the box. They've got a lot of players in there. What's the cross like? It's a poor one. David Raya will get that, and that should be that for Arsenal. We should have held on for the 3 points here. Fortunate 3 points, you have to say, but 3 points nonetheless. And we will take 3 points at this point in the season. It is going to put us top of the league, and at least it means that Manchester City have got to go to Tottenham and win. As Takunda says, this is the longest match I've ever watched. It certainly is the longest match, but it's over now. It has finished, and Arsenal have held on and won. And Erik ten Hag and Arteta in a little embrace there. It was Leandro Trossard's goal. It seems to have happened about 4 hours ago. And there's some good play defensively from Arsenal, but that's it. Mark C says, get in 3 points. Yeah, that's all you can say about the game. 3 points. It was really, really poor. We were hanging on, but hang on, we did just. And Leandro Trossard's goal in the first half has given us a 1-0 victory at Old Trafford, a result that we tend to win by here if we're going to win here. Terry says, yes, and the process goes on. Indeed, it does. Colonel says, really nice how we let them play with the ball for 99% of the match and still won. Well, yeah, we did, but that's, not really great, is it? Phil says, why are we always so poor against these? Well, I don't know. we just seem to be, don't we? But at least this time we've managed to get the win. And it's a big win as the rain falls at Old Trafford and the Manchester United's European hopes have suffered a blow. But they do still have the FA Cup final to come. We have just got to hope and pray that Manchester City can drop some points in this next week. Seems unlikely, let's be honest. But we've done all we can do today. We've got the win, and we've just got to go and win next Sunday, and that's all we can hope for, isn't it? Let's see what happens on Tuesday night. There's nothing we can do about that. Terry says, well, one good thing, match of the day 2 tonight should be a good watch. Yeah, well, I'm not going to be watching it. Absolutely, definitely not. I'll be in bed after me run this morning, but that wasn't a great game, was it? When you look at how many great Arsenal, Manchester United games we've had over the years, and that one just wasn't one of them, was it? Phil says, Ten Hag is bound to be out of a job soon. See, I actually think that would be harsh on him, to be fair. They played well today, Man United. Look at the players that they've got. Look at the team that they've got. We said before the game, didn't we, that this was a game where Arsenal should win easily. And in the end, we were hanging on to a victory. And I thought Man U played well today. They've got some good young players. And I think if they were to be patient with Ten Hag, I really do think that they could get to become a good side. If he can rebuild, bring in some more experienced players, I think that I personally, if I was in charge of Man United, I would not be sacking him personally. But that's just me. Rajendra says only Casemiro has shot on target. Now there was another one as well, wasn't there? Was it Anthony had one as well, didn't he? And I think there was one later on as well. Garnacho might have had one as well, but yeah, they didn't have too many shots on target. But look at the team they had. I mean, it's not surprising, is it? And the fact that we've struggled to beat this Man United team is more about how poor we were than anything else. Anyway, we are top of the table, 1 point ahead of Manchester City. You do, of course, have that game in hand away at Tottenham. And I suppose of all the games in hand you'd want them to have, it would probably be that one, wouldn't it? Just for the simple fact that they've never scored in that stadium, Man City. Terry says, Erik ten Hag has won more than Arteta. Indeed, he has, yeah. And he's in another cup final as well in a couple of weeks' time. So, is he when you look at the circumstance, when you look at that squad today, is he actually doing a bad job? I don't know. You look how Arteta struggled in his first couple of seasons. 8th and 8th. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Phil said we got the point now. It's all we can do. Can't see Spurs doing any favours. City are dead. Yeah, no, I can't see Spurs doing us any favours either. The only thing in our favour is the fact I say they've got such a poor record, at Tottenham Stadium. That's the only thing in our favour, really. But then we've got a poor record at Old Trafford, and we still managed to get a victory. Redendo says Anthony was a pass to Ray. Well, yeah, it was a shot on target, though. That's what it's called, isn't it? I mean, Casemiro's one wasn't much better, was it? Let's be honest. It was straight at him. So they lacked a cutting edge today, Manchester United, which was just as well for us because we lacked everything today, didn't we? Really, it was such a poor performance. And we've played much better at Old Trafford in previous years and lost. So it's a strange one for me. I can't feel too excited because the performance was so flat. Obviously, the result's brilliant, and we'll take it all day long. Of course, we will, because what it means is. So, of course, as a result of that. So we are top of the league currently until Tuesday, anyway, at least. And yeah, when you've got to rely on Tottenham to help you out, you know that you're in trouble, really, don't you? Let's be honest. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We got to win, and that is the only thing that matters. But yeah, really, really poor performance. Not a performance that we will look back on with any great amount of pleasure. All the other 1-0 victories we've had at Old Trafford over the last, 35, 40 years have all been a lot more special than that, haven't they? Let's be honest. Even going back to 1985 when Charlie Nicholas scored at the end to give us a 1-0 victory then, Man United were top of the league, I think, at that time, and we beat them. And all the other victories, of course, have been brilliant, haven't they? The 98 one when Overmars scored, the 91 Limpard's goal, of course. Then there was, what was the next one after that? Of course, 2002, Wiltor winning the league. I mean, wow. And of course, Adebayor's goal. And of course, Aubameyang's penalty in the COVID season, which was a really impressive Arsenal performance at that day, wasn't it? And today, the worst of the lot, there's no doubt about that. Anthony said, I was most impressed with the way Arteta changed it up to put us back in charge. Yeah, them substitutions were great, weren't they? But they are typical Arteta substitutions. But anyway, we won the game, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? At this point of all we can do is win today, which we've done, win next Sunday, and let's see where it's going to be. But yeah, if Man City do beat Tottenham on Tuesday, it's over for definite because they aren't dropping points to West Ham at home, are they? Absolutely not. So yeah, that is where we are. But yeah, we won the game today, and that's all we can do. That's all we could have done for the last 4, 5, 6 games that we've won. We can just keep winning our games and take it to the last game of the season, and we've done that now. We've guaranteed that we are going to take it to the last game of the season, because even if Tottenham win on Tuesday, they will be 2 points above us, so they won't win. They can't win the league on Tuesday. They can only put themselves in a very strong position. Of course, they'll only basically, they'll have to win next week, because even a draw next week wouldn't be enough, would it? Because we have still got a better, unless they go to Tottenham and win 6-0, we're going to have a better goal difference going into that last game. I know, because if they draw with Tottenham, then anyway, we have to win next week, don't we, and hope for the best. But we have taken it to the last game, and that's pretty much all we could have done, isn't it? That's all we could have done. Rajendra says we still need to win a last. Yeah, no, we've got to win a last game. Yeah, of course we do. We have to win our last game. 89 points, second highest ever number of points in the Premier League. We'd have to say overall it's been a good season, but if we end up without a trophy again, it's disappointing, isn't it? It's disappointing and frustrating, but a bit like that game today, really. It was disappointing and frustrating, but we did get the 3 points, didn't we? Anyway, I need to go and get some food because at 7:30 I am back on Talk TV, and that is where I will be talking about this game. I'm going to have to find some good things to say about it, aren't I, somewhere along the way, but I'll probably just be honest. We were terrible and got away with one, and we're lucky. So, yeah, join me at 7:30 there. But Jenna says, because it's not certain West Ham, well, it is. It's pretty certain West Ham will lose, let's be honest. It is pretty certain they'll lose. They're on holiday. And Man City aren't messing that up at home to West Ham on the last day, are they? They absolutely are. So, we still need to win our game. Of course we do. Out of the 2 games they've got left, you do feel that the more chance of them dropping points is at Tottenham, only because of their poor record there, not because Tottenham are really good. That seems the more likely one out of the 2, but it's not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. They're going to win both them games, and that'll be that. But yeah, we hung on today grimly at times, but got the win. Phil says, at least it won't be decided till the last day now. We need to play a lot better. Well, we probably don't, do we? Let's be honest. Everton at home, I think we'll beat Everton at home. Everton are already safe, nothing to play for. Yes, it's Sean Dyche, and we know we don't have a great record against him at times, but I think we'll beat Everton regardless. But yeah, it is probably not going to be enough, is it? But anyway, let's just do our job, and that's all we can do, isn't it? And you never know. But yeah, that wasn't great today. In fact, it was really poor, but we won. Mark C says, agree, it's not the best performance we've put in, but if we put in a bland showing it come over 1-0 win, I'll take it. One of those games where the result is more important than our play. So yeah, I mean, that's really been the case, though, hasn't it? For the last few weeks, I've been saying it really. All we can do is win. I don't care if we win 1-0 playing badly like today, or we win 5-0 like we did against Chelsea. It makes not really any difference, does it? Ultimately, it's about winning the games, and that's what we've done. Terry says, well done, Richard, to stay awake through that and keep us entertained. When are you next back on? Apart from tonight, probably not this week. What we'll be doing is we've got a women's show on Friday, of course, looking ahead to the final weekend of the season, and of course next weekend we've got the 2 watch-alongs. On Saturday, it's the final game for the women against Brighton. On Sunday, it's the final game for the men against Everton. Of course, we'll be here looking at all that, and of course next week, not this week, coming a week after, we'll be doing our women's show season preview. Review, and of course we'll also probably next early part of next week, Tuesday potentially, we'll do the men's season review. We'll get Neil on, hopefully Lee will be available, maybe a couple of others as well. Hailstones at Manchester United now, by the way. It's all happening, isn't it? But Jennifer says, hit the likes. Yes, please give us a like. Gabrielle says, Tottenham must win Tuesday. Well, a draw will do. We all know Man City's weakness is Tottenham. It is, yeah, but they'll still probably win. Terry says, night all in the chat. Come on, you Gunners. Indeed. Thank you very much, Terry, as always. Gabrielle says, night all, and yourself, my friend. Rajendra says, commentary great as usual. Hit the likes. Yes, please. Thank you very much, Rajendra, as always, my friend. Good to see you again. We will see you all very soon. Of course, Friday, if not before. It will probably be Friday. I've got a busy week. Probably won't get time to do anything else before Friday now, unfortunately. Phil says, cheers, Rich. Thank you, mate. As always, thank you for joining us. Rogelio says, see you next week. Indeed, you will. Next week's going to be exciting, isn't it? Climax to the season. And who knows? Maybe we'll be here next Sunday at this time. We'll be in quite a good mood, won't we? If results have gone our way. But anyway, let's worry about that then, shall we? So enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, or what's left of it. It's still sunny here, by the way, which is good. They've had hailstones in Manchester, but we've still got sun. And, of course, it's sunny on Arsenal. Indeed, we are top of the league. So let's enjoy that while we can, because it may only be till Tuesday. But it's been 20 years since we've been top on the penultimate weekend of the season. So we need to enjoy it, don't we? Even though that performance wasn't great. And I don't think Shrek enjoyed it, did he, either? Which is a shame, isn't it? But anyway, we will see you, of course, next week. Don't forget, if you're around, join us on Talk TV in about an hour. Regina says, come on, you Gunners. Come on, you Gunners. Indeed. Thank you very much, guys. thanks everyone for watching the show today. Thank you for sticking with us, even though the game wasn't great. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. So please give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. And I say we will see you on Friday. Regina says sunny in London. It's always sunny in London, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. And it's sunny where I am as well in Newcastle, so that's good. Well, it's a bit overcast, but it's nice. So it's just Manchester that have the rain, don't they, really? Mark C says, latest fellas, I can finally relax now. Only till Tuesday, though, mate. You can only relax till Tuesday, then the stress will start again, I'm sure, as it will for most of us. But anyway, we can't do anything about that, can we? We just have to, enjoy tonight, enjoy the rest of your weekend, enjoy your week, and enjoy Tuesday if we can. And I will see you Friday. Don't forget, check out my other channel to watch my video of my run I did this morning. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on Talk TV in an hour. Come on, you guys. See you soon, guys. Take it easy.